big thanks to Sword Coast Soundscapes for their incredible background sounds and soundscapes. Man, I gotta get better at that. Regardless, you should support them because their music's better than my ad for them. So, support them.
I think that's their tagline.
their
Our music's better than your ad.
Yeah, their music's better than my ad. So Sword Coast Soundscapes at Patreon. Go ahead and support them. They are incredible. You can also find them on YouTube. Great resources. Also to Crafty Gamer Shop, who continues to make incredible items for your tabletop and home. For the geeky one in your life, I think is what it is. For the nerd in your life.
Yeah.
Really put it in your favorite adjective.
And I want to shout out my table buddy here for always bringing the sweet treats to game night.
My pleasure.
All right. So I think that's everything out of the way in terms of the thank yous at the beginning of the at the beginning of the session. So let's go ahead and dive into what happened last time. You all gathered together, traveling north from Zonthal's Tower and the village surrounding after spending about a day and a half of your time inside Zonthal's Tower, but 8 days to the outside world. Re-emerging, you saw a village in ruin, and upon teleporting using Fleetfoot's vision and the Cloak of Intervention back to the spine of the world, you all connected or reconnected with what remained of the Lord's Alliance, including Dathana, Laeral Silverhand, Conrad Brawn Anvil, and Dramalia Haventree, along with the metallic alliance of metallic dragons, ancient metallic dragons that are essentially the ruling council for all of the metallic dragons on the Sword Coast. After much discussion, you all found you had a number of paths of action that you could take, including remaining at the massive cavern in the spine of the world and prepping your military engagements with the cult of the dragon that were soon to come. Proceeding to Thay by way of teleportation scroll to meet with the Red Wizards of Thay, those who had not splintered off to support the cult's actions. Or, as Conrad Brawn Anvil whispered to Fleetfoot, proceed to the Cloakwood, which had been ruined and rumored to be housing a portal open to the Nine Hells. After much discussion and deliberation, with some disagreement, a lot of D words there, and explosions by way of Boris Bronzebeard.
I was not involved in the conversation, only explosions.
Only explosions.
Better thing to be involved in. Truthfully.
Frankly, conversation quite bad. Just makes
Is known.
You all decided and determined you would be traveling to the Cloakwood, accompanying Dathana as she attempted to investigate and or reclaim her home, and Atari, who decided, after some convincing by Boris, to accompany you all as well, just to get into a fight. Dathana then used some of her teleportation magic to take you close to the location of the Cloakwood, where you found and were met and greeted by a scene and landscape that, while familiar, had been visibly altered and affected by some sort of unseen force in the vicinity. What was once lush green fields leading to a dense forest was now swamp or marshland, with trees looking more petrified and gray, almost coated in a fine layer of ash and stone. You progressed for the remainder of this day, traveling through and trudging through, all but Tiburon, trudging through this marshland before taking a moment for the first time to rest for an evening inside Fleetfoot's magnificent mansion. Once the door to this extra-dimensional home opened, you all were greeted by a massive foyer, beautiful kitchen, 100 servants, and many nude photos and portraits of your beloved friend Fleetfoot.
They're tasteful.
Tasteful nudes, I
Aren't
should
they?
say.
Yes, they're very tasteful.
Tasteful nudes. I think it's
I can
important
give you
to.
the artist's name if you want one.
I'm okay, but
You sure?
yeah, right now.
I mean, it's important for our listeners to know that they were indeed tasteful, and we're not talking anything.
There's no smut.
We're explicit, but not in that regard.
Yeah.
There's-
Tastefully nude.
No smut.
No smut.
You
Our
all.
fucking language is terrible.
It's fucking awful. You all rested for the evening inside Fleetfoot's magnificent mansion before waking and discussing your plan of action for the coming day. And speaking with Dathana, you recognize that no one heard from Atari in the evening. She had not returned to find her way to the magnificent mansion. But Dathana was not worried at this time. You all exited the extraplanar mansion, feet landing once more on the marshland of what remains of the Cloakwood forest. Looking around you, the dense marsh soil sinking beneath your boots, the petrified trees and that is sloughing bark that looks to be made of stone surround you. A gray haze seems to linger over the morning sky, allowing only small rays of sunlight to penetrate towards the ground below. The smell of sulfur radiates the area and permeates your nose. It is eerily silent. As your memory serves, the day prior you heard the massive footsteps of some unknown beast. All you know, or at least from Balasar's thinking, was this is a significantly large entity that you had heard. Looking around and taking in this circumstance, the crackling sizzle of the arcane doorway shuts behind you as the magnificent mansion's portal closes. So, MSG with Dathana accompanying. What would you all like to do?
You guys want to hunt down that big sound we heard last night?
Should probably.
I thought you knew how we were going once we came here. You wanted to come here.
Yeah.
So let's go.
We can keep walking in the direction that I felt that pain.
Take me to fight.
Should we try to get a hold of
Atari?
Atari while we walk?
Yeah, Dathana, can you communicate with Atari?
Atari old dragon. I'm pretty sure she knows how to take care of herself.
I will ask, but I tend to agree with Boris. If you wish, I can... Yes, I will send a message and see if she can hear. Although it does require, as you know, Fleetfoot, that I understand their current location, and I do not know that. So this is
Send it in that direction.
going to be quite literally shooting into the dark.
That's what we're about.
Present. That does not make me feel good.
Yeah.
It should.
Well, it's worked so far, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I kneel down and cast Speak with Plants?
If you would like to, please do. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
You see Dathana there. The table goes silent. You see Dathana.
You say
begin-
Constitution?
Constitution. I did indeed.
14.
As you all witness Dathana lean her head back, murmur some arcane sentences and phrases, and trace patterns in her right hand through the sky, while holding a piece of copper wire to her ear, pointing in different directions. You see Tiberon kneel down, place one hand onto the marsh below. Tiberon, your glove sinks about an inch into the this sludge, almost like tar. And while it does, the moisture does not seep through the glove itself, you are very well aware you are deep into this muck. As you cast the spell, the pain that you experienced yesterday is amplified. You would imagine at this juncture, due to proximity of whatever is causing this severe amount of pain. It feels as if an ice pick has been driven just behind the base of your skull, driving you forward, pointing towards what you would remember as the central location of the Cloakwood. And as you do, your vision swims, and you find yourself just barely holding on to consciousness as the pain threatens to overwhelm you, and the fields of your vision darken for a moment before you're able to kind of shake yourself off.
Okay.
And you find yourself nearly tipping forward into the ground before you.
And during this, am I able to... Is that the only type of communication? Like,
what you are able to hear is a resonant scream of tortured pain from the fauna or the flora surrounding you.
so if I was to try to speak with it, would I be able to discern if...
Based on your current experience, you imagine you could try, but it would be like shouting into a tornado.
Okay. I'm still going to try. I'm going to ask what passed through here last night.
Make an intelligence check.
Okay. Does it have to do with fiends by chance?
It does, so make it with... I would say it would be with disadvantage because of the amount of pain you're in.
It's a favorite enemy.
So it's going to be straight roll.
17.
17? It's tough to make out, but you, instead of words, are given glimpses of... You're given garbled glimpses of a number of different images, all what would be from the plant's perspective of crushing size, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're given specifically a flash of what looks to be this red, scaled, almost like armored-like leg and foot, ending in black, jagged, hooked claws. You get a sense of some sort of scraping, leathery-like substance across the ground itself, cracking branches. You also oddly have this sensation of metal, and there is a distinct rattle that hits your senses before finally the images become too jarbled and overlap as like a number of different films playing on top of one another, and it becomes difficult to decipher at that point.
Okay.
Those are the things that you were able to make out.
Okay. Something pretty big came through here. Would I know, based on the glimpses that I saw, what it might be?
With that intelligence check, I would say you know they're devils.
Okay.
Unsure of what kind specifically.
Okay, that's
Handsome.
At this point, Dathana looks down. I have not been able to contact her at this point, although I don't believe there's reason to worry yet.
Well, then let's head on and hopefully see her there.
All right, well, we shall carry on towards that way. Okay. As Tyrone begins pointing, you all begin walking in
You
that
okay?
direction towards
fine. I will be.
the center of the forest itself. So what is the marching order in this?
I'm going.
Boris first, Balasar second,
I'll go third.
third.
I'll just bring up the rear.
So Dathan is actually going to take up the rear and keep an eye out in the surrounding area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you all gather through and begin walking through the forest, Boris, please give me a perception check, as you are taking the lead. You can do it with advantage if anybody would like to help.
I'll help.
All right, Boris, perception check with advantage, please.
That's better.
That's good.
14.
14. Okay.
Anything moves, I shoot it.
You're right. You are well traveled. You have been to a number of different locations. You've seen the Hells. This looks. You just from looking at the vicinity understand this is a heavily affected landscape, and it is heavily affected to look as if there's been some sort of transition or overlay with a location that you've traveled before. As you look about, just kind of squelching through the marsh, which at some locations you kind of have to pull as it's up to your calf. You just kind of pull yourself out of the thick muck. You are barely able to make out just over the distance, and it's a pretty significant ways away. But it is the only thing you're able to make out, and it's the clink of what sounds like metal. And I think it would be to you It is in the direction you are traveling, which is to the south, which is dead to the south west at this point. It is a little bit more to the south than the direction you're currently traveling, as pointed by Tybron. So a little bit more to the south instead of southwest. By your best approximation, it's about 500 feet away.
I'm gonna head towards it.
All of a sudden, you guys just kind of see Boris's head tilt, looking in southward, and begins kind of walking through the muck. And remember, this is considered difficult terrain for all but Tiburon, and Tiburon's taking up the rear as a choice. And you all begin trudging slowly through the
It's
muck.
very similar to Legolas on the mountain in the snow.
So.
Yeah, you don't need to go super far.
No, so
Assuming
Yes.
that you're able to make it
Wet
out between the
gross.
thick trees that are in the vicinity.
We're going that way now?
Yes.
there's something happening over that way, so I'm going that way.
What's
Okay.
happening?
I don't know. That's why I'm going there.
Oh,
Well,
that'd
we're
be just
going
like,
that way?
what's happening?
We're turning.
Okay.
You all make a slight left-hand turn at this point.
Like, it's still towards the Cloakwood. Like, what we know is,
you are currently progressing. You're past the
Or
tree
you can
line.
stay here and I go check. I don't care. I'm going to check.
You all you've made it past the tree line and are moving into dense forest. You all remember at this point is where you had met Leaf's twin brothers at this point. Where it's
Arbor and Cypress?
Arbor and Cypress.
Hey, I remembered.
Heyo.
I mean, as long as it's still mainly that, yeah, that's fine.
It's still mainly, you just kind of veered just a little bit more to the left than you were originally. You, over the next minute or so, trudge through the muck. And since you're progressing at like 10 feet, would it be 10 feet around? As you do so, you're all following. I'd say, Boris, make another perception check with advantage, since you kind of made your 180 feet.
19?
19. Oh, okay. So you are barely able to make out through the dense trees, and I mean, it's because you got that perception check that you to be able to even see this. You see one shadow of an entity about. It's difficult to make out the distance at this vantage point. I would say it's within your range, but only just as it is walking away from you. What looks so odd about this is it is vaguely humanoid in shape, but there are a number of what looks like long, almost tentacle-like appendages hanging from its form in various locations. As it kind of shuffles and moves away, you're able to hear some very faint tinkling of metal.
Gonna have to go see what that is.
Quietly or just
Can I go with you?
I don't give a shit on both questions.
Well, let's just go.
I will continue on at my normal
Well, let's.
trudging.
I'm going to eventually shoot it if it looks angry. So.
Yeah, let me see if I can see what it is real quick.
What? Can't hear you over the squelch.
I'm gonna try to sneak up on it.
I can't hear you over the squelching.
Just squelching my way over. Yeah, I'm not subtle.
I'm not subtle, I'm Boris.
I'm not subtle.
Something was cussing.
Oh, God. Okay, so. As you all begin traversing your way, Tybron, if you're moving sneakily or are you moving quickly?
I'm gonna move sneakily. I'm gonna
So-
try to sneak up on it.
So sneakily, we'll slow your pace to kind of match everybody else's moving through the
That's
hamper
fine.
distance. So give me a stealth check for you.
Imagine us all
just
going
to-
and then Tibbs just.
Tybron's like creepy on the side between the trees.
Doesn't matter.
What was a,
Yeah.
Is that a 1?
Yeah.
As you begin to move more slowly, the the resistance that you typically have to the terrain that is rough around you, you notice that you, like, as you bend down, your center of gravity shifts just enough to where you sink about an inch into the muck. You're like, shit. And you kind of, oh, no. Well, and just continue moving with the rest of the group. You make it about another 40 feet, and this entity seems to have no issue progressing through this terrain. And Boris, you watch as it, and you all, after Boris points this out, you all watch.
Can I see what it is?
As it kind of weaves between. So I'd say that at this distance, you can give me a perception check to see if you are able to make out any more detail. But
20.
The only additional bit of information you could glean through your observation is there is, as one of the sun's rays kind of breaks through the thick haze that's pervasive in the area, you see a flash of metal.
Like armor-wise?
It's small. So again, you're at a pretty far. You all are at a pretty far distance, and it is moving faster than you are through this muck, right?
Okay.
So it is progressing away and moving at this point, kind of veering through the trees, and it has picked up pace. So
Put the loot away. Now is not the time.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it.
Sorry.
It is thin. It looks to be moving in a ripple-like fashion. It does not look to be sturdy like armor that you would have seen before.
Nervous habit.
And it's still in the general direction that I was.
So you all you've now moved more south, but as it continues to pick up,
let it go?
as it continues to pick up the pace, it is now moving. It is noticeably picked up the pace at this point as you've kind of progressed. It is kind of veering right back in the direction that you all were traversing originally.
Well, why don't we just follow it for a little bit?
Why don't we shoot it?
Shoot it.
Shoot
I
it.
thought you knew people who lived here. Could it not be one of them?
That doesn't look like anybody who used to live here that I know of. This is my thing, though. If we sneak up on it, maybe we can follow it to where this portal is. Maybe it's some type of guard on rounds or something. And then when we get closer to the portal, then we shoot it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys as you
Already, like while they're talking.
Yes, just kind of.
We're following it.
And he rolled a natural 20 for his stealth to walk off and sneak off and follow it.
Okay.
You become one with the muck. And
I was just trying to get something over a 10, and I
and there it is, a natural 20. You all begin. Boris sinks down into the mud and begins kind of wiggling his way through the mire.
Seeing Boris stealth, I guess I'll try.
You are right behind him, and I don't believe Balasar is want to not give it a shot.
If I didn't have that
Disadvantage.
would have been a natural 20, but
Rip.
20.
20. Oh, 20, not natural. You attempt and do a fairly decent facsimile, and as the muck in the surrounding landscape ekes its way in between the plates of your armor, it's sufficiently muffled as you progress through the vicinity. Boris, you feel the ground itself shift in weight as there's as it kind of as you sense the ground acclimate to new weight being added, and it's kind of like a ripple of a wave of somebody else jumping into a pool, but just dirt, as Balasar sinks down into the mud behind you and follows suit, and imitating your movements.
It's much easier without the metal armor on.
I'm not taking it
I'm
off.
just saying, you will sink
Never.
very quickly.
You all continue progressing, so moving at stealth. That's a little bit of which is still a little bit slower than normal. After about the next 45 to 60 seconds or so, you see it weave and then make a hard right turn and move very quickly in the direction in which you were originally kind of back towards steering you towards the direction where you originally were traveling.
We should probably pick up the pace.
I'm sneaking. I can only go so fast when I'm sneaking.
It just took off. We gotta go.
Through muck. He said to sneak. I'm sneaking.
I don't think we can sneak anymore.
Thank fucking God. Let's go.
I guess we're off.
You all look back and you see Dathana floating over the muck, and she just kind of looked at you. It's entertaining. Okay, we continue to carry on.
Let's be real. You've looked in on us from time to time. You know exactly the shit that we do.
I stopped.
Can we
after
not
a
use
while.
carpet if she going to float?
It seems like a good idea.
I'm just
You
curious.
seemed really into sneaking.
Because he said we had to sneak.
Fleet, let's just pull it out.
Pull out Stu. Everybody on. You all. Prestidigitation feet. as the
No, thank you.
tempo.
Pie tonight. Pie tonight, please.
Oh, I see. I see.
You all hop onto
Fruit
the
or
carpet.
sweet or savory. Yeah, there's 100 courses. We'll figure it out.
I am still quite full.
It's good stuff.
God.
The ale was magnificent.
The paintings.
Tasteful.
If we are
beautiful.
going to go on tour of Cloakwood, we should do it right. I mean, we have carpet now and we have mansion, so let's go.
Dathana, unfortunately, it's not necessarily in the best state, but you would have loved it when it was not affected in this way. It was glorious. But, as it stands, that's a terrible sentence to use. I don't imagine much is standing. But I'm going to continue using it anyway. As it stands, it looks quite nice. May I join you? She kind of hops up on the carpet, once again sitting in their legs crossed, side saddle. Still intimidating, but poised nonetheless.
Let's do it.
Are we staying low or are we coming in hot?
Say like 3 feet.
Yeah, far enough off the ground.
Under the tree line?
Yeah.
And the trees are growing in size and height at this, so width and height at this point, as you progress deeper into the forest proper. So you all hop onto the carpet, say the word to activate its power, and begin making your way.
No, tonight pie.
Shepherd's pie?
Shepherd's pie?
I don't know, whatever his invisible servants can cook.
They're not invisible.
They're
ethereal.
So at what pace are you moving? Are you attempting to be quiet on the carpet? Are you attempting to move at its full click? Are you sprinting with the carpet? What's the pace in which we're traveling?
Yes.
Yes.
So as much as I would love all of the above to be an option,
I mean, I think the same pace that the thing took off on, like if we can keep up and like maintain a distance.
Brisk but quiet.
This can go faster?
Match the pace almost.
If we catch up, when we catch up,
Get it loop-de-loop.
I can show you the world.
No.
Okay.
No.
What?
No.
I stabbed myself in the jugular.
What?
I push Fleetfoot off the carpet.
into the dirt. You all attempt to match the pace, which is moving pretty briskly at this point, but still not, I wouldn't say, a full sprint, just kind of a power walk, if you will. Attempting to follow the entity. Who is steering this carpet?
I am.
Please give me a perception check.
Can I help?
If you'd like to, yes, that would be with advantage.
Ooh, much better. It'd be a 23.
23. You travel for about the next 15 minutes, moving deeper into the forest. At any given time, you hear the shifting and rattling of a number of different metallic objects being slapped together before hearing this strange sound of what looks like leather being scraped over a hard surface. You then emerge into a clearing. This clearing is familiar to Tiburon, as it has what remains of 4 rather large bales of straw-like hemp
Is this where you tested out your bow?
Set on
I think so. Archery range, right?
set on 3 planks of wood that are now strewn across. The straw has been torn to pieces, and the remainder of the vicinity is currently looks to have been blasted and torn apart. The once well tended to grass is charred and seems to be decaying. As you emerge into the scene, it is, for all of the sounds you've heard in the last 20 minutes or so, it is eerily quiet.
Are there any marks, tracks on the ground?
If you would like to get off the carpet and inspect, I will let you have an investigation check.
Okay.
Okay, so you stop the carpet and hop off.
Is it investigation or nature?
So if you're going to get down and specifically go looking to find a track, I would say that'd be investigation since you're actively searching.
Okay.
Once you, if you locate a track, then we can specifically
Okay.
look at what type.
I rolled a 16.
There are a number of tracks.
I'd be looking for something that would be more of a infernal nature, like a demonic.
So I'd say give me a survival check with advantage.
It's cocked. That's a
And while you do, I will set the scene.
22? 20. Yeah, 22. Sorry, math is hard.
Look at those trees.
Math really gets much harder in D&D, and I don't know why.
It does.
Because it's pretty easy to add 6 to a number when I'm not here.
Look at those bad boys.
Oh, wait, what?
Look at those bad boys.
No fucking way.
I can hide in this? Oh, shit.
I want to paint this. Let me
It's at this point that I want to thank Danny Herrero, who is part of 3D Printed Tabletop and the Kickstarter that I back called
Oh
The
my
Lost
God.
Adventures. The guys are currently oohing and awing over those amazing trees that you have.
They're amazing. You could hide
Those are nuts.
Could totally hide in this. Look,
Peekaboo.
It is literally
Give me
built
me.
to-
You give me.
But, like, the detail on these leaves, man.
It's literally built to put minis in. Like it'll fit a mini.
Ah,
Like
they
that.
never see me coming now.
A bogado my head.
Oh, not even better. I jumped from this one.
Does the?
'Cause I can do that, you know.
I know. I've seen it.
That's like 40 feet.
That's hella impressive.
Remind me next week and I'll buy more of those because I always eat all of your sweetest fish.
That's what they're here for, man.
It's like you speak to my heart.
That's what they're here for. You don't sit next to someone at the table for this long.
I save all my calories just for tonight. Oh, it's just guy love between two guys.
Where is my rock?
It don't mean a thing.
It's not gay if it's in a three-way.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're mine.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
What?
yours.
Wait, what?
Nah, that's not what I heard.
Yeah, it is. Still a
No.
little. Still a little.
However,
So
Oh, they sure even have a
let's
little.
get, I know they got a little
knot hole.
a little knot hole there
Speaking of.
this one has the
for my
little
future
flex on.
owl to hide in.
Oh.
Lionel.
This one has the what on it?
Oh wait, like you can climb? Oh wow, it's like a treehouse.
Boys,
I am in 3 right
I painted
now.
that one.
Okay.
Right here. I guess I'm over here, though.
I could have dropped you off on the way.
That's too bad. Yes, please, drop me in 3.
On the way down. Is that a Befana?
Duh. Okay.
No.
So, you all find yourself in this vicinity. As you do, Tybron, as you are down inspecting and looking at these tracks, I'd like everybody to give me a perception check, please.
Me too.
Tybron, since you are engrossed in this, I'm going to say everybody's kind of
Okay.
keeping watch for
That's
you.
fine.
14.
15.
11.
Guys, this is working out really well. Defana rolled a 2.
Oh no.
With plus 11 is a 13. So, all right, you all.
Rolled a 15.
Of all of you, Boris, you kind of are you've been keeping an eye out for these strange entities, but strangely you don't see anything familiar, but what you do notice is off in the distance about 65 feet away behind one of the larger trees is this very strange shadow that just kind of sneaks back. Tiberon,
Something by 3 going away. Could you put me up in 3? I think we're going to fight here.
Yeah.
Something tells me.
Tiberon, you are bending
Tips
down.
will grab
There are at least 6 different sets of tracks, some of which are significantly older than others. What was it that you rolled again?
22.
22? While you're not familiar with the specific... You're familiar with the hierarchy of these particular types of devils. And in your study, you are generally aware of the hierarchy. Given what you're seeing, it looks to be, and hierarchy is often determined by size.
Mm-hmm.
There is a range, and at least has been a range, of fiends in the vicinity for the past
I'm gonna need it. Okay.
for the past
Thank you.
several weeks. Some of the smaller tracks are significantly older than the larger tracks.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them make themselves out to be a little bit more significant than others. 2 are vaguely humanoid. 1 that is pressed very deep into the muck by weight. Given an understanding, like it is a lot of heavy weight that has pressed it into the mire. The other seems to move, and you're able to see consistent prints that are very much dispersed throughout the vicinity. What's odd is that the tracks that are very deep into the muck have these very odd dragging these dragging, I'll just say rivets that are cut into the ground
Mm-hmm.
below, beside them. And then what is very odd is you're able to only find 4 of these prints. They are massive, the size of your torso in length, width about 2 of you, and they seem to be at the peripheral and then very infrequent, and you're just barely able to make them out with that roll. So with that, I would say you're looking at least the 3 tracks that are fresh.
Mm-hmm.
1 that is distinctly a very large entity. The other are humanoid in what would be similar to you in size, but one with odd kind of dragging like appendages that seem to travel with it, and the other that is able to move great distances without making a lot of tracks.
Okay.
While he's looking, I would like to fly Boris up to the tree.
Okay.
I see shadow by which tree?
It would be that one closest to Tiberon.
This one?
That's the one.
Well, I'm
I see
over there.
shadow by this one. So put me that
You
one.
want in that one?
Which way are the tracks going? Are they just kind of all strewn about?
All over the place. With that roll, that's what made you make out those different types of things.
That's fine. I'm gonna actually.
Drop off, and then they come back down Tiberon and
back
finish your inspection.
And then I'm gonna lower down the carpet and
And now I'm on high alert.
Roll it up.
So
I'm gonna
Yeah, you are. You're about 40 feet up.
come this way towards this tree.
no, I just mean I'm on high alert. Like I'm.
Oh, you're on
actually
high
paying
alert?
attention.
So give
not
me another perception check,
goofing off
please.
like pores.
Another perception check.
Paying attention. 23.
As you look around, now at this height with Fleetfoot flying away, you see 4 distinct shapes that are coming out of the shadows, kind of converging on your location. They are humanoid in size. They are wrapped in what look to be chains, and they are all moving, and they rolled shittily. I mean, just barely under perception. They're all moving, attempting to move very slowly into the vicinity.
Can I move over? Go
Are
ahead.
they obviously enemies? Like I'm
Boris would understand that this is not the behavior of friends.
going to shoot one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to this tree before he does and
I also
use my bonus action to hide because I can.
just to ready myself.
Fuck, where am I gonna go? I'm gonna come back by Tibbs.
Oh, well that didn't work.
Well, At least there's 2 of us here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will give Boris this surprise round while everybody else is taking their actions to kind of.
Bonus action hide.
I'm going to go ahead and say because Boris has seen this and not notified anyone and is just firing, it is just going to be a surprise round, and
The
then we'll
gunshot
get to
is
the
going to
other
be what
actions
lets
here
you
in a
know,
moment.
yeah.
All right.
What was that?
The gunshot would be what lets you know, because he hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dropped him.
Because you were being quiet.
Okay, Boris, which one are you going to be shooting?
The one that's most likely to get me. Over here?
I would say that you do have vantage on him, and with your sharpshooter feat, you took sharpshooter, right?
Yeah,
So
I have sharpshooter.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So,
Probably.
what do I get? The whole attack action?
I would say you're gonna get the whole attack action after your first shot is when I'm gonna take everybody else's response to that and their reaction to it, because everybody's on high alert at this point. And then you will get your full action. I'm just gonna give them after your first shot the ability to tell me what they want to do.
Okay, well then I'm gonna with Vera first shot.
The best. I'm gonna buy all the candy next week.
It doesn't know I'm there, right?
At
Or
this,
it doesn't. It's not aware of my.
it is aware of your presence. It is not aware. So it is aware that there is a threat.
Oh.
So it
My
is not
child- my
necessarily
childhood.
surprised by. Here's what I'll say: your first shot have advantage. They're not expecting you to fire or engage. They think that they have the upper hand. After the first shot, it will be straight rolls.
Okay, then I'm gonna do the first shot with sharpshooter on Vera,
All right, you got
which
it.
is -5. Yeah.
-5. Yep.
And these suck, so if you
Okay, Wilson. You said advantage on the first one.
Advantage
right?
on the first
okay,
one.
So 17.
Nothing will ever
Wow.
beat, ever match that.
30, 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll for damage.
No, D10. Sorry.
I'm so excited.
oh boy.
I do not get the D6. I just get a D10 plus 6. Can I do the Vera thing that I never remember to do? I forget what it is. Force damage?
You can either declare lightning or force. I will allow you to declare that at this point.
I will declare force for this one.
Declaring force. Okie
What?
dokie.
I always forget to use my Eldritch Strike. I'm used to like.
And it doesn't matter because the misfire goes up by 1. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. Wait a minute. Where is my stupid... Sorry.
No worries.
There it is. I forgot to do that already, so... 4 plus... Not a big roll, but... 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 10 is 20 points of damage
20
on the first
points
shot.
of damage over the first shot. Okay. As you all hear this fire ring out, you whip your heads around to see Boris firing towards this strange chain-covered figure behind a tree, and it is you witness the strange projectile slash into it. The chains move, and the entity. You all over Boris's next 2 shots can make your moves and your actions, your reactions. So, whatever you'd like to do in a very short period of time, feel free to do. I'll say you're on high alert. Boris, your next 2 shots, please.
I don't see them, so.
I'm not going to sharpshoot it. It's 21.
21 will hit.
Yeah, 21. 4 8, and 6 is 14 points.
14 points. Okay.
And second one is well over that. 14 plus 13 is 27.
Yeah, that'll hit. Big time hit.
For another 14 points.
For another 14 points. Okay. As it. You see it. The hits register on this entity, but its strange chain-covered head looks up at you as the metal wraps up, and it's difficult to make out, but you're able to see just very faintly 2 glowing red specks beneath layers and layers of chains wrapped around the face of this entity that are very clearly metallic at this point, seeming
Vienna's
to
magic, though.
originate from. It is very much so, seeming to just originate from the entity's head, and it just kind of whips up to you, and you see the chains rattling, and you just kind of. All right, I'm gonna need everybody to roll for initiative.
Oh wow, I rolled really bad.
Oh, I did really good.
Not terrible.
Thought I didn't roll great.
All right, 25 to 20.
Higher than that, 28.
Jesus Christ, Boris.
Hashtag broken.
Fuck.
Was it +8?
Plus
20 to
10.
15.
17.
17.
+10.
I'm basically proficient in initiative. It gives me nothing except I get to go first. Yeah.
It's bonkers, guys.
I wish I could be
bonkers.
proficient in initiative.
It's an entire freaking level up thing. One of the things that you got, something I got. Here's proficiency in initiative.
Here you go.
You go first all the time.
15 to 10.
All-time quarterback.
11.
11. What's your dexterity modifier?
+3.
Could you give me roll a d20 for me, please?
6.
All right, Dathana's going before you.
Okay.
And Tybron, I'm guessing you are after that?
I rolled an 8.
Yeah. All right. So, top of the round, as Boris fires 3 times into the distance, you hear some strange rattling metallic sounds as all of you kind of react and begin to take in the circumstance. Top of the round, Boris, what would you like to do?
Huh.
I also rolled a 13.
That
on
didn't
my
look like it hurt very much. I better put hex on it, so I'm going to hex the guy.
This strange shadow begins
With
to
my
coalesce
bonus
around the
action.
entity.
And then I'm going to... where is it? The one that... Is it Deadeye? Yeah.
Deadeye gives you advantage, yeah.
I'm going to spend the grit point to give myself advantage
You got it.
on the next shot, and I'm going to try to sharpshoot the guy again.
Okay.
So, where's my action? Good thing, so... 20 to hit?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. That's a grit. Shit. There's a lot to keep track of with this. D10, D6, 11, 17 plus 10, 27 for the first shot.
27 for the first shot. Okay. As you fire once more.
I'm going to go ahead and spend the second grit point to do advantage on the next one.
You got it.
Natural 20.
Okay, getting a grit point back.
Yep. Oh crap, this is a lot now. 1d10 plus 1d6.
So, guys, how do you like? What do you want to do after Boris kills everything?
Yeah, right.
Want to get some coffee?
I think we should sit around the fire and just drink some ale out of the...
I can clear a bonfire.
18 plus
Perfect.
16, 30,
34.
4.
34 points.
I'll just
34 points of
sit
damage for
here,
the
I
second
guess,
one.
and
You got it.
look Handsome.
You don't have to track
And
that.
one more thing.
Gosh,
Since I
I'm
got the crit, I'm going to go ahead and
Beneath
spend the
this
grit.
beard, it's
You
all
got it.
just
Grit again.
red.
19, so it hits with the sharpshooter.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
It does not crit yet, though. Okay.
You guys want to go in the mansion?
I guess Boris has got it handled.
And-
Boris, you got this, right?
nope, I don't. I have this one. You guys have 5 more to deal with.
I don't see anything.
You're doing amazing.
14 plus
Careful
10
for that thing.
is
That's where the
24.
fire
24.
blast was.
You fire again.
That-
The entity
that
now, the
rock.
chains look to be lagging around. It looks pretty rough at this
Uh-huh.
point after going into this massive fucking
3,
assault.
4. Only see 4.
But it is now trained on you, and you,
But there's probably
you feel
15
the
baddies
anger
behind
coming
this
off of this
screen.
entity. All right, next up, it is their turn. This one is going to turn around and just kind of, in this very deep and guttural language behind the tree, just be like, you do
I
speak
understand it?
Infernal?
I do.
So from this distance, you're barely able to make out intruders. Bring Balgora.
I hear that too, yeah.
That's not good.
Do I know what that means?
You,
Oy vey.
you know,
Don't be such a Balgora. You're not you when you're hungry.
you,
Have a Snickers. You
you
acting
can
like a
give me
Volgora.
an intelligence check.
17.
17?
A lot.
That one?
Is about to die.
Oh.
You done read about it.
That's good.
Clench up, Legolas.
That's good.
Okay, so that was that one's action. It's then going to spend its turn retreating. Here.
Need more gummies for this fight. I think the only thing better than these are actual gushers.
Ooh, dude, let me some gushers.
Oh, can I say that? We're
We're not that popular.
We're not that popular. We're not sponsored by them, right?
Yet. That's my
Okay.
Swedish fish.
I would eat nothing but Swedish fish on Tuesday nights.
So, Tiburon. You have not Tiburon, Fleetfoot. You have 2 attacks coming at you.
Perfect. I'd love to.
That is a 19 to hit.
Ah, just hits.
That is a 19 to hit. Well, 2 11s.
Yep, that hits.
Okay.
On the first one, I'd like to use my wild magic.
You got it. So let me roll its damage real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that would happen.
That is 11 points of slashing damage, and you are considered grappled. You take 7 points of... Oh, wait, hold on. Nope. Yeah, you are considered grappled. So go ahead and use your
But
reaction.
just the 11 points?
11 points of piercing damage, yep.
Okay.
You are considered grappled by this entity, so you are restrained.
But I can activate.
You can still activate. That is a reaction to activate that. So go ahead and roll on the wild magic table. And I'll find this player's handbook.
It's a 20.
A 20?
Do I die?
You actually don't see this. Fleetfoot, all of a sudden, this strange, oily liquid covers and ekes out from beneath the armor and spews out on the ground around you. It's a bitch.
Can I slip out of his grapple?
I will give you advantage on your checks to get out of the grapple.
Wonderful. Because I'm all greased up.
Because
You're all
because that's
greased
gross.
up.
So it is going to make its second attack on you. It should have had advantage because you are considered restrained.
So shiny.
It was the same. I rolled 3 11s in a row, guys. I don't know if this dice is loaded.
Well, you
but-
rolled 2 19s.
Yeah, so because the second attack he is considered grappled and restrained, it would have been with advantage.
Oh.
So you take 15 points of piercing damage as the second chain slams into your body, and these strange spiky appendages on the side of these chains cuts into you, and you now recognize that this proximity, these chains originate from this entity's form and are as much a part of it as it is of them. All right, the next 3 are going to be at Dathana. This is going to be a fun game. I'm fighting myself. Yeah, that hits. And yeah, that hits. So Dathana is considered restrained. 2 hits. 11 points and 14 points. So 25 points in total.
Wait, you did actually kill that one over there?
It's running away.
Wow.
Okay, so
It's going to get.
Dathana is restrained.
Balgora.
Next up is going to be Fleetfoot. You are considered grappled and restrained. At the start of your turn, you take 7 points of piercing damage as the chains tighten around your form.
Oh, man. So breaking free would be considered an action, yeah?
That it would be. And it is it'd be an because of the types of chains that you are in, and only because you are coated in grease, I will let you use acrobatics or athletics.
Nice.
Your choice.
That's definitely going to be acrobatics.
Okay.
With advantage or just straight roll?
With advantage. You done be covered in grease.
That wasn't great. But that is still 23.
Yeah, that'll get you out. You kind of wriggle yourself, and the spikes on the side of these chains are cutting into your armor as you begin to wriggle yourself out, and all of a sudden they kind of fall limp around your form, and you're able to break free of its grapple.
And I'm not gonna move because it'll get I'm just gonna use my bonus action to do a first level healing word.
All right, you got it. Any movement?
7. Not without them getting an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, he gonna hit you if you do it. He gonna hit
They've
you
already
real
had
hard.
their turn and my turn, so no, I'm good.
All right, you got it. Next up is going to be Dathana, who is going to look at this entity in front of her with utter contempt, and oh, guys, I'm so excited.
She casts kill.
She is
She
going
does the
to
time warp
use her
again.
bonus action to. Let me check the components.
She's like a level 25 wizard. She don't need no components.
She's gonna use her bonus action to mutter angrily under her breath and misty step out of the grapple.
Great spell.
Choice. When that misty step is just right.
And is going to bring out her staff and use use 5 charges on the staff to cast lightning bolt.
Oh my.
So that needs to be that is a saving throw of what is her save? 22. Okay, so can it make that dexterity saving throw? With an 8, it sure as hell can't.
Oh yeah, that'll reach.
What's that, 80 feet?
That is 100. And that is 8d6 points of lightning damage to this entity. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 10, 16, 17, 23, 25, 28, 32. 32 points of lightning damage.
Got him.
As she brings she slams the staff on the ground. The jewels that are rotating around its head, the blue amethyst shatters and sends this bolt of lightning arcing out towards this entity, dealing 32 points of lightning damage. She's going to look around and just, there's more. Be alert. And that'll be her turn. Next up is going to be Balasar.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my movement to run towards the chain demon that Dathana just hit.
Yep.
And at the end of my movement, I'm going to action surge and teleport right next to it while casting enlarge.
All right.
Myself.
You got it. So, okay. Run. Teleport. Action surge enlarge. Okay. So you all watch Balasar sprint, moving at a incredible pace. Boris, you're kind of watching this beneath you after you've taken in the fact that you've just destroyed this entity. You watch Balasar leave.
Still eyeing this guy.
Oh, you're still eyeing him? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Balasar, you leave, land next to it, and letting the energy roll through you to enlarge.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to strike.
You got it. Ew.
That's 28.
Yeah, 28 will hit. Yeah.
And can I use Eldritch Strike?
If you would like to, yes.
Really proud of you right now. You remembered.
Ba-da-da-dum.
23 points of damage.
23 points of damage. Okay. As you slice into it with your long sword held in your left hand, it strikes into it, and you see it just kind of... As the lightning is arced through it, it is still steaming somewhat, and the sword slices into, and you watch it hack into one of the chains, making a deep cut. Doesn't necessarily look happy.
And that'll end my turn.
All right, you got it. Next up is Tiberon.
All right. I'm going to turn around to the one that's right in front of Fleet, because I obviously heard that.
Yeah, I would say so. You turn around. Fleetfoot is covered in a strange, oily green liquid.
Ooh. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
All right,
on
it
the
is
one in
so
front of him.
marked.
I'm going to draw back on my bow, and under my breath, I'm going to speak out, protect my friends from harm, and I'm going to sharpshooter this gentleman twice.
You got it. Roll that hit for me, please.
33.
Yeah, I think that'll do
Well,
it.
mine at 28.
Yeah,
and
that'll
then
hit.
11.
11, unfortunately, will miss.
Okay, so the first one hits. He is
It isn't-
damaged too, right?
He has not been damaged.
Oh, the one in front of him hasn't been damaged?
No.
Okay. It's okay.
He grabbed me and I slipped out.
Got a lot of math happening.
23, 28 points of damage.
All right.
5 of which is cold damage.
You
I
got
also need him to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
So 28, you said. So let me do that first. And Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
That is a. I have to math. That is a 15.
Yeah, he beats it.
It was literally an 8 plus 7.
He needed it was DC 14.
Shit. Yep.
So that's okay.
As the arrow slams into you, watch Fleetfoot. You watch some of the grease that has coated its chains kind of ice up and then shatter off with the first arrow strike. As the second kind of flies off into the distance. Whoa.
I just kind of mutter under my breath, fuck. And then I'm going to run 30 feet. And hide behind that tree right there.
You got it. Okay, so top of the round, Boris, you're up, my friend. That is very much well within your range.
It says barrier. I'm assuming that's his hex.
That's his hex.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to try to kill him.
All right, shoot away.
First action, bonus action to reload Vera.
Okay, reloading Vera. 2 shots left.
What?
2 shots left, right? Reloading is 1
Reload
shot.
is a bonus action.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. Sorry. Looking at the wrong thing.
10 plus 23.
20. Yeah, 23 will hit.
Okay, that's 10, 16 points of damage for the first one.
All right. For the first, did you do the necrotic as well?
Yes, it was 2.
Okay. As you fire it, hits the body of this entity and it slams into the ground dead. It was very weak.
Okay, that is great. I just needed to do that because now I can move hex next time.
Yep.
And
The
I
shadow's still
can
coalescing around its body.
change my target, right?
Yes, you can.
So I'm going to go for which one. Haven't really been paying attention, so Boris would turn, and that's the only one in the open, isn't it?
Yep.
That's where he's going.
All right, you got it.
Uh,
As it's kind of smoking and has a slash mark in it from Balasar.
It's 23 to hit
That'll hit.
for 8 plus 6, 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Thank you much.
And then the last one, it's a 26 to hit for
Yeah.
13 points of damage.
All right. You, Balasar, you watch as these strange projectiles slam into this entity, and the rattling of the chains in front of you is kind of the strange red glowing eyes beneath the chain encapsulated head stares at you. It's a little unnerving, a little weird, but hey,
I'll kill it eventually.
yeah, eventually. At initiative count 20, Boris, because of your location and your passive perception, I will say that you hear and see streaking from the sky at a full dash is even at this vantage point through the mist, a almost eerily beautiful winged entity that is streaking out of the sky towards you. At a distance, you're almost like, is this an angel? And then as it gets closer, you recognize that the wings are red in color. The feathers almost look a little bit like they're covered in flakes of scales instead of the actual natural down.
No, that's right.
And the shining, they are shining encapsulated by armor instead of what would be skin. Doesn't look great.
Harbingers of our doom.
Doesn't look like Atari.
We're gonna say she is. By the way, where's the carpet?
He rolled it up.
I rolled it up and put it away
Got it.
when I brought us down.
When we all jumped.
I vividly remember him saying that. I'm not even kidding
I
you.
love my fucking carpet.
I'm not even saying like lying because I remember you going, I put it away.
Okay. Where's my mini?
What the fuck?
Okay. I've got it lined up so it is true to a square.
What is? I literally can't tell.
Okay, that's initiative count 20. That kind of emerging onto the scene, streaking out of the sky at a full dash. Yeah, it's fucking fast as shit. The chain devils are going to make their attacks now. Balasar at you, Fleetfoot at you, and then the one behind the tree is going to sense things are getting. Let's actually see if it's actually going to do that with its action. It does because it rolled pretty well. It's going to sense things are shitty and sprint away. Probably should just get this ready again. I'm going to remove it, but it is 60 feet that way, so it'd be right at the edge of the table. Okay, Fleetfoot. It's a 12 plus 8 for 20 to hit.
That hits.
And a 9 plus 8 for 17 to hit.
That misses.
All right, perfect. First attack is going to be... Actually, I need to roll with advantage because you're once again grappled.
Is he?
7 plus 4.
grappled?
Every hit. Successful hit. It is an automatic thing. As the chains fling and wrap around you.
But that goes into effect immediately? Not
The
at
target
end.
is grappled if the devil is not already grappling a creature.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you take 11 points of piercing damage.
Amazing. I would like to use my second reaction.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll on the wild magic table for me. It is going to get advantage on its second attack, assuming that nothing crazy happens. It rolled a 3, so the 9 is better. Still misses.
14. Rolling low.
14 is... I don't know why I put this away.
I mean, that's my second charge.
Yeah. Okay, what's your spell DC?
So. 18.
So they have to make an 18 intelligence. And they don't. Okay, so that is confused. As well as Hunter's Marked.
Where are the flumps?
I'm trying. I really
Bring out
am.
the flumps.
Okay,
We
so it is
watch the
confused.
flumps.
So that means that, yeah, it misses the second attack. As this strange, it begins to kind of, as you look at it, the red eyes become disoriented and kind of staring off into space surrounding you. Balasar, 2 attacks at you.
Warning hit. Or don't.
22 to hit.
22?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You are considered grappled and restrained.
Okay.
Second attack with advantage. It was a 19, so 26 to hit.
I'm no longer grappled.
27 to hit.
Because he's confused, that would break concentration. Is that how that works with him? Still grappled?
It is, the chains are wrapped around you. It is almost as if it's just, you're grappled. It's not a concentration thing for him. I will give you advantage on your ability to escape because he's really heckin' confused right now.
And you slippery.
And you slippery with the grease.
Slippery.
And I can't give you double advantage.
You're greasy.
You're greasy.
The first is going to be 9 points of piercing damage,
didn't press
followed
that button.
by 6 points of piercing damage. As the chains wrap around you the first time and then slam into you from the side. That is their turn as that one sprints away. Fleetfoot, you're up, my friend. Twice you have allowed this diamond to radiate the energy.
And I guess I'm gonna try to break out of the grapple.
Okay.
That'd be a natural 20.
Yeah, you slip right out of there, and you've got your bonus action and your movement.
When they're confused, do they get an attack of opportunity? Or do they have to...
So I would have to roll a d10 to see how it responds as
Okay.
a reaction.
In that case, I'm going to take my chances, because I don't want this thing to grab me.
Alrighty. So it will use a reaction to just try to do something. It uses its reaction to stare off blankly into space.
25, 30. Okay. And then another first level healing word.
Alright, you got it.
Myself.
Healing word on yourself.
9. Nice.
Next up is going to be Dathana. She kind of takes in the scene around her. She's going to... Oh, what's she going to do? So many things. I don't think she wants to use all those things right now. So she's going to, at the 4th level, cast Blight at the individual right in front of you, Balasar, as it's kind of the object of her ire at the moment, which is a Constitution saving throw for it, which it makes. So it's going to take half of 8d8 damage. She rolled really well. 18, 25, 30, 44 halved to 22.
What'd you do?
As Dathana leans back, begins to chant under her breath, moving her hand in a very unique way. You watch the runes being circled in the air in front of her as she releases this creeping black necrotic energies that slams into this entity. You watch decay and shrink beneath you, barely holding on to whatever semblance of life it has. And she kind of... She waves her hand a bit and just... Huh, I thought that would do it in. Annoying. And then as a bonus action, she is going to... Actually, she's not going to do anything as a bonus action. She's just going to take a moment and look around and be aware of her surroundings. Then next up it is you, Balasar.
Thunderwave.
Alrighty, it's a con save.
Yep.
What's your DC?
16.
It was a natural 20. I'm not sure it's going to matter.
It's only going to be 4 points of damage that she'll actually end up taking.
4 points of
I rolled
damage?
8.
It had 4 points left of health. So you... This massive wave of thunderous energy that rings out in the relatively quiet, now engulfed in this cacophony of battle Cloakwood setting. As it... You witness the chain... And it hits the ground and begins to slowly decay. All right. Next, anything for your movement? Bonus action?
30.
He's real confused.
He's super confused. He's staring off into space right now. The red eyes are staring off into space.
Well, that'll end my turn.
That'll end your turn? Okie dokie. Tiberon, you're up.
So the one guy's still there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take one shot at him with sharpshooter.
Okay.
Pretty sure that hits. That's 22.
22 will hit. Roll for damage.
So
He is damaged, so you'll get Colossus
he's
Slayer.
damaged. He's hunter's marked, and I get these things because who doesn't like rolling 5 dice?
Ooh.
Nice. 15, 24, 34, 40.
40?
46 points of damage.
46 points of damage.
Of which is cold.
Okay. All right. As you pull back the arrow and the icy energy encapsulates the arrowhead and it strikes into the entity as it's just kind of... The upset.
Oh, he's still not dead?
He's up, but I mean, he's hurt.
I'm gonna shoot him again.
This one has taken the least damage out of all of them.
with sharpshooter.
What's the one that was behind the tree?
He ran
This
away.
one ran away.
Even more. That's 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Damage, please.
Not as good, but that is 4, 13, 23. 25. Oh, sorry. Um, 25 points of damage, 2 of which is cold.
25 points of damage. As you fire once more, it slams into it, and you witness this is it is currently extremely weakened at this point. Looking pretty hurt.
Well,
2 arrows protruding from its chest, both frozen at points of entry. It's rough.
okay. I'm going to then... I'll run to the other side of the tree,
All right, you got it.
and then I'm use a bonus action to hide.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me, please. Top of the round, Boris, you're up.
16.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was hoping I could kill it.
It doesn't look like it's a good friend.
No, you don't recognize this, and the snarl on the face as she is approached looks rather unfriendly.
All right, I'm going to use bonus action to move Hex to that thing.
All right, so the strange mist coalesces around her form in the air. She kind of, as it begins to move around her space.
Hello, tired thing. And sharpshoot with... Wait a minute. Hold on. The grit thing. The Deadeye.
Deadeye, you got it.
Can I stack grit points?
You can.
So what happens if I were to do a winging shot on something that is currently in flight?
It will drop, and then we'll attempt to make a dexterity save to see how far it drops.
All right, we're going to do that too.
You tried that on a dragon before, so it's the same.
We're going to try to do that. So advantage, first shot.
Yep.
Ah, shit. Please roll good, Boris. Okay. 15, 28 minus 5 is 23.
23 will hit.
Okay, so she's got a strength saving throw of 18. Well, my DC is 18.
Strength, you said?
Yeah. I think.
That is a natural 1, so she fails. So she has to make a dex save to see how far she falls. I rolled a much better for that, so she's going to plummet about 30 feet for catching herself.
Okay, so, well, does it knock her prone? Winging shot, where'd it go? I just had it.
No.
Okay, there. Winging shot, firearm take 1 grit point on a hit. The creature takes damage and must make a strength save or be knocked prone.
So since she is flying, I will say that she
Can I have-
hit the
can I-
wing
can
and
I-
she's falling out of
can
the
I have one
sky,
of
so
those?
she'll use a reaction
If there's
to
enough
attempt to save herself and will not have a reaction for the remainder of the round. Just because she's flying, it's like she's super high up in the sky, so even falling that distance would take more than a round to knock her prone. Just mechanically, like it's... she
Okay,
would be
but
able to fall
she's
the entire
not
distance.
in any way, shape, or form control of her flight at this point in time.
Nope, she's falling.
Okay. Now I gotta roll damage for that. Shoot.
She falling.
Yay, free.
26 points of damage.
Okay,
26
26.
points.
Jesus.
For the first shot. Second one, I'm not sharpshooting it.
Okay.
Three is probably a miss. 16?
16 does miss.
Like 3 bites of potatoes left. You like.
The first shot catches just under the wing joint. She begins plummeting out of the sky, attempting desperately to catch herself.
23, and I'm using force for Vera this time.
You got it. 23, force of Vera, 23 will hit.
Okay. 12, 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Okay.
Nah, I just don't want to work.
And I believe that's it, because I used my bonus action.
To move the hex and
To move
then
the hex.
a bunch of grit points. And she's falling out of the sky.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I'm dead.
All right. At initiative count 20. So they actually wrote both with their rolls were at 20. So this one's confused. So I'm going to roll a d10 and figure out what he does. Rolled the same thing as before. Stare off into space. She is going to attempt to catch herself. That's cocked. That's a natural 18 plus a lot. So she's going to catch herself using half of her movement as she's fallen about 30. I'd even say more than that because of the...
You killed the one, Balasar? You killed the one?
I killed that one, yeah.
Okay. Excuse me.
Give me a one too. She's here now.
Give it a good old
Okay. You're then going to see her kind of look around and look about a little bit concerned at the circumstance and fly 120 feet that way towards you, Fleetfoot. And then as she does, I would say, Boris, because you're at the best vantage point, give me just a really quick perception check.
8.
All right. You don't notice.
That 120 is going to be off the board.
As she is flying away at the end of initiative count 20, you hear a sound from about, best approximation, about 300 feet in the distance. Cool. All right, everyone. Next up in the initiative order is Fleetfoot.
So I saw her fly over.
Da.
And that's what, maybe 30 feet away? Or is that just for, because you said 120.
Yeah, she would have made it about there.
Okay, so I have a bit wider variety of things available. I think I would like to cast Dissonant Whispers at her.
What's the save for that one?
Wisdom of 18.
She rolled... Where's her wisdom? She rolled a natural 16 plus 2 for 18.
So it makes the same.
Just barely.
86.
Divided by half.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seems spicy.
18, 23, 28, 31, 33 plus 37.
Divided in half to
15, 18.
18.
You didn't roll less than a 3.
All right. As the strange psychic energy begins to exit your mouth and form, wrapping around her head in the horned skull, horned helmet at which she is wearing, she kind of shrugs it off and looks down at you, and then looks away in the distance at something through the tree line, almost in anticipation.
And then for my bonus action, everybody seems to be doing okay. I'm gonna hold on to it. So that'll be it.
All right, you got it. Next up is going to be Dathana. Dathana's going to look around at the situation, having taken in everything before, and use her action to shout, "This is just a scouting party. Go in deeper." And that is her turn, as she's going to turn and move towards you, Fleetfoot, 30 feet, if you would for me, please. Balasar, you're up.
Moving closer and attack.
You got it. I'm going to move in closer, and I'm going to hit it.
That sucks. That missed.
Oh, sorry.
Real bad.
Was that a natural one?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
The next one's a natural 20.
Ooh, that's nice.
Can you kill it, please?
It's very much confused. You look at it.
And damaged. It is horribly, horribly damaged.
It does not look good. beneath the chains, you anticipate that whatever life it's clinging to, it does not feel good.
I've hit it from many points.
You have. It is very much almost dead. 27 points of damage. You cut it in two between the chains that Tybron had encased in ice, therefore weakening the different chains that are attached around its body. You slice through it cleanly, causing it to split into sludge-like pieces, falling onto the ground below.
Cool.
All right.
My turn.
Okay. Tybron, you're up.
I will run, hearing Dathana, I will run 30 feet this way
Okay.
on the diagonal. And then I'll use my bonus action to move the hunter's mark
Okay.
to this thing.
All right.
I'm going to shoot at it.
You got it.
No sharpshooter.
No sharpshooter. Okay.
That is a 25?
25 will hit.
Yeah, 25. Is it damaged?
It is. Boris Dunn shot her. So you will get Colossus Slayer.
Okay. 37 points of damage, 4 of which is cold.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Next shot.
The arrow slams into her back, finding a chink in the armor.
That's more. That's 32.
That'll hit.
How many damage did I do last time?
You did 37.
I think I added in 10 for
Sharpshooter?
sharpshooter. That shouldn't have been in
All right,
there.
I'll take the 10 off.
I think anyway.
No worries. Thank you for telling me.
It's 14.
This is the problem for being high level, guys. You get to roll a lot of damage dice.
Yeah, 14
not
and
a problem.
6. That's 20 points of damage.
20 points. Thank you. Second arrow
6 of which is cold.
slams into her. You got it. Kind of ice encasing the back of her plate armor. All right. That is your turn. Next up, Boris, you're up at the top of the round.
Okay, well, bonus action to reload Vera.
Okay. Vera is bullets reloaded into the chamber.
3 stops like crazy bitches flying through forest for no particular reason.
Did you just say fire at the crazy bitch who's flying through the forest for no particular reason?
Yes, I don't know why she
That's
came. She
exactly
showed
what he
up.
said.
And
That
she
sounds like
just-
something Boris would say. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't know why
She
here.
doesn't
She
look right.
interrupted.
They
She
must
doesn't
put her
fit.
down.
Well, she's going to
Fly past me
Uh,
and not say hello.
Not
30.
How?
30 to hit?
Yes.
You know, let me consult my notes.
Should
Yep.
have used the sharpshooter, but I didn't.
30 hits.
So for 10 points of damage.
All right. The fire cracks into her back.
It's like, they're just a
First
point.
shot, second shot. Natural
Oh.
20.
You get a grip point back.
I do.
Clerk goes, it's just like, I want sour straws. Yeah.
Natural 20 is.
There's.
Ooh, nice.
But still.
Ooh.
Here, I got it.
Double them dice.
Yeah, I know, and I did 13, 26 plus
Fuck.
6 is. Wait, I've lost track. 32?
26 plus 6 is 32. Yeah, you're
32.
correct. All right, 32 points of damage as the
round.
this flare blares out from the end of Vera's barrel as you are able to just kind of truly aim in the sight in place.
Last shot, still not sharpshooting. Shooting it. I should have done all 3 of them sharpshooter, of course. 30 to hit.
What'd you say?
Yeah, that'll hit.
15, 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage. As it strikes into her, you hear a loud eddy up of ah! Turn around and take you in. What would you like to do with your any movement? Would you
No,
like
but
to
I'm
use?
going to use action surge to do 3 more shots because I don't want her running away.
You got it.
Yes.
Do it.
The energy flows into your body, Boris, as you bring Vera up once
Going
more.
to use a grit point to Deadeye so that I can sharpshooter this first one.
You got it.
16 and 13, 29,
That'll-
24.
29 down to 24. That'll hit.
Guys, I think Boris can just. He's got team out by himself. We should just do that color commentary on the side, drinking some tea.
22,
I
8,
thought
and
we were
16.
doing him a
Yeah,
favor.
that'll 22 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right, as you bring Vera back up, hone in, you're able to find a chink in the armor just below the nape of the neck. Fire, and it slams into her, and she falls and slams into the ground. I will say we're going to stay in initiative order, but combat at this point has ended. So, Boris, any movement you'd like to make, or finish anything with your shots?
I mean, I want to put 2 more
girl.
shots in there before she falls down.
If you want to use 2 more bullets, I'll allow you to make your shots if she falls.
Yeah, I would like to
follow her.
have
Alright.
her just like chunk, like
Yeah,
plinko down.
All right, you got it. Roll for your 2 more attacks.
Alright, this will be the first one. She's falling.
One isn't as really good, and one is not so really good. I got a 31 and a 15.
First one hits, next one misses.
It's all right. She's dead. I don't need to do
And
damage.
it slams into her, and the next bullet kind of whirls as the trajectory changed from the slamming of the first bullet into her form, and she lands on the ground about 30 feet away from you, Fleetfoot.
And then I have movement, so I'll just slide very gracefully down the tree.
Yeah, make an acrobatics check.
Okay. 15.
15. You hold on, and the petrified bark begins to allow you to move very smoothly down the base. You have some scuffs on your jacket, but outside of that, you're looking just fine. And you land at the base of the tree, unscathed.
Hey Boris, do you want me to grab the cup? Oh, you're good.
In initiative order, next is top of the round 20. And in the distance, everybody give me a perception check.
18.
21.
21, 18. Thank you.
14?
14. 10. Tiburon, and it's actually, I mean, that actually works given the distance you are from it. Tiburon and Boris, you make out the sound of what looks to be general scuffle in the distance. Balasar and Fleetfoot, not only do you hear the sound of movement and just this general, just barely making it to your ears, you, with those rolls, are able to hear this strange sound of what looks to be energy reverberating and pulsing. It's some distance away, but now that the battlefield has fallen quiet once more,
I would like to pull out the Dark Dancer and use my Ruby of Storms to turn it into my +1 rapier.
you play a harsh chord and a discordant tone, and it turns into the rapier before you.
Everybody good? Anybody need healed up before we go on?
Dithana looks at each of you. Well, then I suppose we shall continue, yeah?
I'd like to reload Vera.
You bullets inside the chamber.
Can I do 2 potions of healing?
If you'd like to chug them both, you certainly can.
So
I'm fine.
All right, we got it. As you are drinking, Fleetfoot, you hear a come. Actually, no, it's going to be an infernal. So
Fleetfoot would hear it.
Fleetfoot would hear, Tiburon would hear, Boris and Balasar, you would not understand it. So you all would hear this. For you, Tiburon and Fleetfoot, you would hear something to the effect of, bring the chamber, fire the portal, bring him through.
they're bringing him through. We gotta go.
I'm just gonna sprint.
All right, Dithana is going to essentially begin keeping pace behind you. What else would you like to do, Balasar and Tiburon, and Balasar, Fleetfoot, and Boris?
I would like to stick my thumb out because little legs. I'm never going to get there in time if you don't get carpet.
Is it like carpet lengths away, or is it like just ahead of us?
You, from your vantage point, it sounds like it's about 300 feet away through the dense forest. Knowing what you know about the layout of the Cloakwood, seeing as you are in the target range of where the twins once practiced, the sound is coming from what would have been the proper homestead of the Forest Walkers.
As soon as it comes to Balasar's turn in initiative order, he would have wings and dashed towards the sound forward and said, "Let's go."
Okay.
Then I'll pull out the carpet. We'll go guns blazing.
Are you going to pick up Boris, or is Boris running behind you?
Well, I'm gonna, while he's coming up, I'm gonna be pulling up.
How
the
fast do you
carpet.
move?
At that point, 120 feet.
Can I shoot a grappling arrow at Balasar?
Balasar doesn't know this is happening. Sure, go ahead and make an attack
Like, how
roll.
high are you?
I'd probably be flying up to like 30 feet forward.
Above, so 30 feet in the air?
Yeah, probably about that. Like, but diagonally, so it depends on like, what point you hit me.
Okay.
I would let it go
So
because
this
I
is-
think the grappling arrow has at least 50 feet because I don't think I can shorten it, right?
No, you can't. That's 50 feet.
I would kind of like pull it out, wait for him to get far enough away, and try to grab it so that I could.
Okay. So this is important for initiative order. So knowing what I know that we're going to be doing. Next up in the order would have been that. So Fleetfoot, you're going to be pulling out the carpet, which is going to take an action. Dathana is going to be sprinting behind you, Tiberon. And I'm going to need to reform the map because we are going to be getting in here in just a little bit.
Do you want,
So,
me, to, do you want me to roll for Balasar?
Balasar is going to bamf out the wings and sprint away 120 feet. So I would say go ahead and roll for an attack for a grappling arrow.
I'm pretty sure this hits him. 27?
Sorry, Steve. Pardon.
Might as well use him.
Can't beat him.
This here, no more of that. This goes here. This goes here. Here.
You're a croc.
Did it work?
I hit you for 27.
Okay.
Would you look at that?
I can't block that.
Also, it's a grappling arrow, so I don't believe it does damage.
Actually, he's here.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Oh my god.
Zoinks.
Zoinks, scoops.
Here, and because this one ran the hell away.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
you all are coming in this direction. I'm going to go ahead and say that given the movement of speed of everything, assuming we're dashing, Fleetfoot and Boris, you would be a little bit behind everybody else as they are sprinting. Give me a strength saving throw, Tiberon, as you're holding on. Balasar, your movement speed will be slowed from 120 to, you'll be half, so you'll be flying at 60 because of the weight.
9.
9. You are sliding, and about 30 feet you have to release with that roll. I apologize.
As we're flying, I'm going to look at Boris and ask if he has any of those dragon's teeth ready, just in case Atari doesn't come. Do you want to do a lap around?
I was just going to say fly towards portal and see what happens.
Like, towards, like, in it?
I was going to blow it up. Do you want to be on this side or the other side when I blow it up?
Well, I'd like to be on this side.
Well, then try to stay out of it.
Okay, so, like, we're doing a bombing run?
Yup.
All right. That's our game plan.
How high up off the ground are you?
It was literally going to be, just fly over there and I drop shit.
Where is my...
So that's what, 30?
What are you looking for? This one?
Yep, that one. You.
The one that I was keeping safe?
Yeah, so 30 feet. Oh, look at that. Already set to 30 feet. Wait, what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
How high is too high?
I got pretty good aim, but I don't know.
So here, because you're going to be a little bit behind. Where is
I was thinking like 60 feet.
I mean, they have range of drop.
Fleetfoot,
So.
so have your,
Booted.
Don't
did-
just toss me asunder.
toss me.
And to be
Go
technical, I've never actually seen these work, so I don't truly know.
Perfect.
Dathana's
I,
on the
I,
ground.
I
She's
fell.
running.
I had to let go.
Tiberon would be right over here.
If it didn't work, I would.
So you would have been dragged for about the next 60 feet, and then.
And then I would have tried to do some type of roll.
So make an acrobatics check to see how much you're able to save.
12.
That's enough, I would say, with your acrobatics, you'd be able to tuck and roll. Okay, emerging onto the
Where I'm
scene.
coming in, like, at that. Okay.
You got it. Emerging onto the scene, you all are greeted by the ruins of what was once the homestead of the Forest Walkers. Seated between some of the two larger trees, you look at a intricate and, for some of you, somewhat familiar-looking portal to.
You owe us all 20 gold.
How many rounds did it take to get here?
It took you guys 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, with that travel, 2 rounds.
It's 12 seconds. It's 12 seconds, yeah.
Because you are hauling ass.
Yeah.
And Tiberon
Oh.
fell off, so you got your speed back. Okay, so I'm going to add them into the initiative order.
Can they be after me? Can they roll bad?
be nice.
I have no promises. So I need to get this redone. So Boris is 28. Still somehow rolling not badly. Then that I need to go and find it real quick. Sorry guys.
Man.
I have to manage a couple of things. Oh, that's shit. Yeah, that was shit. And then lastly, where is it? It is this one, and it is. What is their dex? Shit. Their dex is shit. Okay, so sorry everyone while I get this set up. Sorry listeners, I'm so sorry. Balasar 13. 12. Tiburon.
8.
You're not last. And then. Okay, so you emerge onto the scene, and this is what you are greeted with. Top of the round, Boris, you are first up, kind of flying in on the carpet, speeding with Fleetfoot as he's gripping the edges of the tassels of this massive, this tapestry you are using to fly, onto the scene. What would you like to do?
Would this be considered a carpet bombing?
I don't know. What kind of a range do I have on a grenade?
I believe it is. Let me double check.
It says in the grenade how long.
It does.
I think it's 60 feet.
I think I was about to say. I think it is 60 feet for a frag grenade.
Yep, 60 feet away. So that is over 60 feet, is it not?
Yep. Frag grenade is 60 feet.
That is, because I'm at like 66, or they're just at 70 feet, so.
Good hold.
Oh, high?
Shit.
Hmm?
You're 70 feet high?
No, I mean, it's 70 feet to hit
Oh,
for me,
okay.
because I already counted.
Because he counts.
There's nothing wrong with that. He's
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah, prepared. Appreciate
He's
that.
So there's a
anticipating his
thing
turn.
here and a thing there.
Yep.
Which one looks worse?
So, in order, as you emerge onto the scene, the entity that is flying, the wings flapping, covered in leathery armored scales, blazing red eyes, massive stone, almost quartz-like mace, glowing yellow-orange eyes, snarling, does not look happy. The other looks like a massive, almost demonic ape.
Would I
with
know what?
red fur and blue skin, massive fangs and jutting lower jaw.
Would I know what?
They both
this,
look pretty evil.
Would I know what this thing is?
You would know that.
So I'm going to then hex the ape as my bonus action.
The hex moves over, and the strange red fur, purple skinned entity is now surrounded by shadow. You would know that as a pit fiend.
Okay.
You need to get closer for the
Wait,
for
which
the
one's
thing.
the 50?
The flying one here on my left.
Okay.
At which point I'm going to shoot the ape 3 times.
Okay, roll to hit for me, please. Alan's having
30?
fun. 30? Yeah, 30 will hit.
Is hexed.
How's everybody feeling?
17 points.
17 points of damage?
little nervous.
Okay.
We got it. I'm gonna cast Fireball.
We do have Tithana.
Yeah, it'll be fine. They hit
Second
fire.
shot is a misfire.
All right, you got it. The first shot, second thought. And you can use,
Basically
you use
about
bonus
rock.
action to move, it'll bonus action to fix. Got it. Okay.
They're terrible.
I don't think I can
Yeah, they
fix
are.
it.
No,
Your character became-
it will be a. Is it a natural one?
No, it's a 2.
Okay, yeah, so then you-
no, I don't think I can. I think I've been doing that wrong.
Huh?
I'm gonna look.
I think you have to use a bonus action.
So anyway, my turn is over.
Got it. Turn is over. Okay, while you're looking at that, you are still traveling at whatever speed Fleetfoot is. It'll be on his turn, unless you want to jump off.
Nope, he's going to get me over next turn so I can drop stuff on it.
The one entity that ran away is going to look and see everybody kind of coming onto the scene and keep sprinting towards the fucking pit fiend.
What's sprinting towards the pit fiend?
The chain devil made it out.
Oh.
Okay, that's its turn. Guys, you The DM gets to have fun. All right. It's the Pit Fiend's turn.
Bring it.
It is going to fools flap its wings and
chain monster.
Does he say that in common or does he say it infernal?
he says it infernal. So the rest of you hear this,
Hey.
and it's going to
All those fools.
looking at the massive flying ethereal winged entity moving into his space. He's going to what's his flight speed? Yeah, he can get there.
Did I get a grip point back when I killed that thing?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good.
Oh, he's coming to visit.
Who's coming up that high?
The Pit Fiend. He's got wings, you know.
He did have to use his action to move the additional 60 feet, because we don't know, did he?
It was 70 feet for me to him, last I counted.
You're right, so and he's also flying up, so yes. He flies up into your space, and as he arrives, the heat in the air around you grows, and as he appears by your side, he has this toothy grin and just laughs to himself. That'll be his turn. Fleetfoot, you're up. Fleetfoot, at the top of your turn, I please need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'd love to.
No, you are piloting.
Right? That's I don't.
You cannot be stupid and pilot.
As the,
That's good. I'll take that. 17.
that is a failed save.
What?
As the Pit Fiend flies into your vicinity, the genuine fear racks you, and you find yourself absolutely frightened of this entity until the end of your next turn. All right, top of your turn. You are frightened of it, so any attacks against it will be with disadvantage, and you have to move away from it. You can't move closer to it.
So piloting counts as my movement speed, yes.
That it would, yeah.
Perfect. So I would like to use my action to cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself.
Okie dokie.
Well, from evil.
I was about to say,
obviously.
we gotta pick which one.
Protection from
Protection
evil.
from good. I'm afraid of everyone.
Look at us. Target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. Now, is that
So since you cast it, the frightened effect would dissipate.
okay? So I can move forward.
You can move closer to it now.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the carpet 30 feet past Balasar to move us forward to try to get Boris in grenade range.
You got it. As you approach, you feel a strange warm pulse against your chest where your amulet lies.
Dothana has the amulet.
Oh, she does, doesn't it?
I gave it to her and told her I would get it back
You're
afterwards.
right, you're right. Never mind. You don't feel that.
And then I'm gonna look at Boris and I'm gonna give him some inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Time to blow some shit up.
Are we there?
We moved out
Are
as
we
much
there
as we
yet?
could. You said 60 feet, right?
Are we there yet?
Yes. Yes-ish.
Oh, she's considering what she's going to do, actually. Okay. That'll be your turn. Next up is going to be Dothana's turn. She's going to... That's the only thing I think she can think of. Oh, or...
I've got some ideas. I just need him to get
Or...
there first.
She is going to, at the 9th level... Yeah, because I don't think she knows that that'll work. Okay, yeah, she's going to do that. She's going to stop, sprint, come to a halt by the tree, looking up at the circumstance around her. She has to make a save of wisdom. She gets advantage. She makes the save with a 22. Almost just makes the save. And is then going to cast a spell at the...
This is what we came here
at the 9th level, and you witness 7 star-like motes begin to float around Dathana's head in a crown. And as they do, they begin to twirl with this strange, sort of stormy, arcane, bluish energy. And she's just... as a bonus action, she is going to send one of the motes of energy streaking at the Pit Fiend. So it's a ranged attack. Plus 13 to hit. Let's hope it hits. That's a 5 plus 13 for 18. Misses! Damn it! One of the energy fires out. It goes from 7 to 6, and it... The Fiend... Eyes looks at her. As she sneers at... as it sneers at her, she kind of... looks up. That is her turn. Next up, Balasar. You need to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Was it 9th level spell?
9th level spell. Well, she's casting it at the 9th level.
Oh, okay.
11.
11. Unfortunately, that fails. You are frightened of the Pit
Succeed.
Fiend. You're going to use your 1 legendary resistance.
Succeed.
You feel the fear begin to creep in, and all of a sudden, using your instincts, you tap into the mask and are able to fight through the haze of fear. All right, what do you got?
I'm going to use my bonus action to Eldritch Strike.
Okay.
It's going to miss probably. No. What was that?
Fingers crossed.
It's only a 16.
16 unfortunately misses as you swing and it.
I'm going to use my action to cast Chromatic Orb.
All right, what is the spell save on that? Oh, it's a ranged spell attack.
Ranged
All right.
spell attack. 21.
21 hits.
Points of cold damage.
22 points of cold damage. Okay. As you fire it off at this end, you watch the cold shatter on its skin, and as it's so close, you see it melt immediately. You get the sense that it did not deal the same amount of damage that you wanted it to deal. And it just kind of looks down at its chest, looks up at you. All of its attention is currently honed on your form. Okay, that's fun. Anything else you'd like to do? You gonna stay where you are? Stay where you are? Okay. The other entities on the ground are just kind of... As you look, they have these strange tentacle-like appendages dripping from their face.
It's a good thing I stayed on the carpet this time.
Whoa. And that's all they can do, because that's how much movement they have. As they sprint towards you, just kind of see these strange, leathery appendage tentacles moving from their chin, almost like it's a beard. And then next up is Tiberon.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to move my hunter's mark onto the Bulgara.
You are not within 20 feet, so that's important. Good. You do not have to make a wisdom saving throw.
The Pit Fiend.
Pit Fiend.
And then I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns.
Okay, what does that save? Or is there
At the 3rd level, it is a Dex 16 save. But I'm also going to cast it with... Oh, I cannot cast Hail of Thorns, I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's a bonus action and I use it to move.
You got it?
I'm going to do both attacks with Sharpshooter at the Bulgara.
Okay.
Or not, the Pit Fiend.
Pit Fiend? Yep.
First one. Ooh, that's really good. 26.
26 will hit.
Damage, please.
And then give me the cold damage separately.
I will. And this was with Sharpshooter.
Okay.
7, 8, 17, 27 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 4 points of cold damage.
Okay.
Second shot with Sharpshooter.
It slams into its side and it kind of looks down at you.
That's even more. That's a 2 minus 5 is 27.
27 will hit. Roll for damage.
And he has been damaged.
Yeah, did you use Colossus Slayer last shot?
I did because he hadn't been hit.
He was hit. He was hit by Balasar.
Oh, I didn't use it.
Yeah, yeah.
Thinking he hadn't been hit. 3, 5, 14, 24 points of piercing, 3 points of cold.
Okay. As the second arrow slams into, just gonna.
And then I'm just going to run towards 30 feet towards this tree here.
30 feet towards that tree there. All right. Are you? And you're
This
gonna
one?
remain that
Yeah.
one. And you remain
How far
outside
is
of it.
that? There's no.
5.
I would probably get
30 feet.
You can
Wait,
probably
right
make it
here.
like right there. Yeah. Yeah. That's the best approximation that we have of that. Tybron, that is the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right. Top of the round. Boris, you're up.
Can I throw a grenade as a fire bonus action?
I think the grenade toss is an action, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I've never used one, and I just made them up.
Isn't it interacting with an object?
I don't
Frag
know.
grenade.
Use an object? Actions in combat?
As an action, yes. As an action, you can throw this.
So it's a full action. Okay. Well, then I'm going to throw one grenade.
All right.
Um,
I can't wait.
well, I mean, the portal doesn't get a dex save because
It does.
can't move, right?
I
So
would
it-
say that since this is a little bit of flavor and lore, I will say that it deals double damage versus structures. So we'll say that the frag grenade is siege because it's literally a structure and you're blowing a grenade up on it.
Well, then I'm going to try to throw it right there-ish to try to get that guy in it
All right.
because it's a 20-foot
20-foot radius.
Is it a radius?
It is a 20-foot radius.
Oh, that's even bigger.
he's big. He's big. He's
Oh.
a fragmentation grenade.
Well, then, yeah, right about there because then we'll get this little guy, too.
It's a DC 15 dex save.
Okay.
It fails, so it's going to take 5d6 piercing damage, and then roll another 5d6. Oh no, just double the dice for, unless you want to roll an additional 5d6 just because you like it for the.
No, but he also gets
For the portal.
a d6 of hex.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he? So 66 damage
So
to
here's
our
the
friend the
5.
Balgura.
I can't see. I see it.
There is 10 plus 12 is 22, 25,
25 points, so 50 points to the portal.
plus another 3 for hex.
You watch it kind of
25 and 28. Well, 28 for him, so 50 to the guy.
All right, as it slams into you, what you see the Balgura.
No, the bull's
28 to. Oh, the little guy, too, yeah.
The little guys.
Oh, there's like.
Oh
the
yeah, he's in
chain.
there too. So let's
He
see
would
if he
have
makes
gotten
the
the
save.
25.
He does not make the save with a 3. So he takes the 25. As it
I like
blows up,
that.
you see the change just. The Balgro now, his attention is fully focused on where that came from.
And now I have bonus action.
Yes, you do have bonus.
I'm going to spend the grit point to try to repair Vera.
You got it.
I do, I think. I'm proficient in it.
Yes. So you get your proficiency bonus and your tinkering tool. So it is dexterity plus proficiency.
So it's 21 total.
Yes. With that, I would say you're able to quickly make a repair, get everything cleaned off and back in shape in a very short period of time. Vera is now functional.
And I'm no more grit, so my turn is over.
Okay, great. I forgot to go for the Balguro. I will correct that at the end of this coming turn. Oopsies. Okay. Next
That was
up.
fun. We do that again next time?
Yes.
Okay.
Next up is the Chain Devil. The Chain Devil is going to kind of take in its surroundings and sprint back up the portal stairs.
In addition to the normal effect of the attack. 4d10.
It is then going to be the Pit Fiend's turn as he looks around and you see him kind of look off towards the portal. As he does so, Balasar, he is going to make his 4 attacks at you. First is the bite attack. That is a wow. I rolled an 8 plus 14 for 22.
Who's hitting me?
The Pit Fiend.
The pit fiend.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay.
Take that out.
You take.
Spell.
I want to see how hard he hits.
This is just the bite.
Yeah.
You take 9, 10, 11, 12
6
plus
more of
8. You take
those
20
left.
points of piercing damage. And can you please make a Constitution
I
saving
tried.
throw for me?
That was my bonus action and it didn't work.
Take the action to throw one.
I thought you could fit 2 in your hand.
That's what I thought doing.
Did we use Indomitable?
In my head, I was going to.
I get
There we go.
advantage on saves.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just throw it back.
15.
Unfortunately, that is a failure. You are considered poisoned, and you take 12, 16, 21, 22, 23 points of poison damage. No, you don't. You don't take that yet. Sorry. That'll be next turn. My bad. You don't take that yet. Don't worry. You just take your piercing damage. Then it's going to make its... As it bites into you, it is going to see the poison take hold in your form. And then, knowing where most of its ire comes from, attempt to leave your space and make the attacks on Tybron, because it can get there in 60 feet of fly. Would you like to take an attack of opportunity?
What was the damage said?
For the piercing,
Yeah.
you took 22 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right, you got it. Roll to hit.
Nat 20.
Roll for damage.
I wish you had Sentinel. That would stop him.
Unless he kills him.
Alright, I'm gonna break the fourth wall. They're immune to like everything.
3 points of damage.
23 points of damage. Thank you.
And like just all the damage resistance.
As you slice into it, just kind of
They're the worst. I hate pit fiends.
fly to you, Tybron.
And now there's one in front of me.
It
Here
is
we
going
are.
to make the remainder of its attacks on you. So let's do the claw attack first. That's a 30 to hit.
That's a miss.
Would Dathana get an attack of opportunity?
He flew around her.
Oh.
I rolled roll on the dice. So that's 7 plus 8 for 15 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Followed by the mace, as it swipes with the right hand with the mace. That is 5 plus 14 for 19 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, the mace is 16 points of bludgeoning damage, and 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 7, 10, 13, 16 points of fire damage.
I'm going to, as a reaction, cast Absorb Elements.
All right,
You
having
said
that damage.
16 points
So
of
to
fire
8
damage.
points of
so
fire damage. And then lastly, it is going to whip with its tail and attempt to strike you with the tail. It's a natural 1. The
it's
tail slams into the tree, cleaving it and knocking it over. So that tree that's beside you is now on its side. All right.
Put it in the Facebook group.
It just kind of gets very, very much unhappy, looking at you, expecting to have done more, and then it is going to kind of look once more towards the portal, and you watch it begin to flare once more. It was losing kind of its pulsing energy before with the frag grenade as it blew up, but seems to be attempting to have the energy flare to life. All right, next up is Fleetfoot. What would you like to do?
So I am going to raise the carpet 20 feet
All right, 20 feet up.
and move it forward just a little bit as well.
How much is a little bit?
So if we're going 20 feet up, that's 10 extra feet forward. Trying to be about 50.
Holy shit, this is high.
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
And then I'm going to use my action to protect Boris from evil.
Okay. Boris was outside of the range. He never had to make the save, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
But he's now protected from evil. Boris, Fleetfoot reaches over, he touches you on the shoulder, and you feel this strange divine energy flow
Oh,
through
thanks.
you.
Here, have a grenade. Have dragon's tooth.
It's gonna drop yours.
Here you go.
Since you're already
Oh,
concentrating
that's
on
true.
you, it would
You
drop
would-
It would
yours.
drop it
drop-
on him.
It would drop it on you.
Put it on him, drop it on me. That's fine.
All right, the protection drops. You still
He's the
feel
one
no effects of the
fucking him
fear.
up. And what?
You still feel no effects of the fear.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna save my bardic inspiration because you still have one.
I still have it, yeah.
So that'll be it.
All right. It is Dathana's turn. She is going to look at the pit fiend and just and point at him, bringing out a handful of clay, smashing it with crystal from her components pouch, and then throwing it in his direction. The clay forms around him. He needs to make a DC 19 intelligence save. That's a 3. Oh my god, he just made it. Okay. Wait. Fuck, it just made it. So it takes 4d6 psychic damage as Dathana attempts to feeble-mind it. So it's 10, 16 points of psychic damage. As it kind of stares back at Dathana, and then Dathana's going to be, yes, you fucking fool, and is going to send another one of the crystals as a bonus action at the entity. That is a 20 to hit. Okay, so she's going to deal 4d12 points of damage to this thing. 4d12 points of radiant damage. 9, 13, 21, 30. 30 points of radiant damage to the entity. As it kind of slams into her, Dathana still has the 5 crystals floating around her head, and it slams to its back and just kind of, I'll deal with you next. In Infernal, you would hear that, Tyron, as would you Fleetfoot. Everybody else just kind of hears this. Next up, on a happier note, is Bialasar. Dathana is remaining in place. I think it's important to mention that.
Hey!
I'm not alone!
I'm gonna go ahead and fly down and flank Pit Fiend.
You got it, so that'll be your attacks with advantage.
Blankety flank.
Don't draw a blank.
29.
That'll hit. Oh, at the top of your turn, by the way, Balasar, you take...
You just need to crop that.
4, 5, 6.
Or
So at the top of your turn, you take 5, 10, 12, 16, 17, 20 points of poison damage, half to 10
this one?
because of your...
Look at Alan's face, though.
It's a good one.
21 points.
21 points of damage? You got it.
20.
20 will hit, yes. 20 just hits.
21.
21 points of damage again, okay.
Nat 20.
All right.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed.
He's unhappy.
It's super blurry. Let's do it.
$29 points of damage.
29 points of damage, okay. Got it. It is pissed.
17's not gonna.
17 will not hit. As the strikes slash into it, just kind of... As it just kind of growls. It's not looking rough, but it is not happy. Now your turn?
That will end my turn.
You got it.
There you go, Greg.
It is now the other turn here, so they're going to...
No.
I liked that turn.
Did you hit it for many points?
Oop.
You hit it for many points?
Over 60.
Nice.
Okay. So the entities are going to make their attacks on you with advantage, Tiburon.
Different color scheme.
2 attacks. One with its beard. It's cocked. So the 11 is still better. So that's 16 to hit.
Nope.
Next attack. So the strange entities kind of lash out from its beard, and you're able to just miss the barbs attached to the end of them. Then it's going to attack with its glaive. 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
You take 11 points of slashing damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't think I will. 15.
You make the save, so you're able to shrug off the effect of the wound. Yeah, all right, that's it from that guy. Okay, it is now your turn, Tiburon, surrounded by these entities.
I'm going to take off 30 feet this way.
You got way, and escape the horde allows you to do that without imposing an attack of opportunity.
Disadvantage.
Right? Disadvantage on attack of opportunity. Well, they're both going to take them. It's going to take it with his mace, and the other one's going to take it with its glaive. So let's do the glaive first. 4 and a 16, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that. Glaive misses. The...
Oh, you rolled a 16 and a 4. Okay.
The next one is still... I rolled a 16 and I rolled a 9. A 9 plus 14 is 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
With the mace. So the mace is going to be... Let's do... Where are they? Sorry, guys. I'm keeping track of like 9 pages. That's 2d8 bludgeoning. I rolled 2 2s. Oh, no, it's 2d6. I'm sorry. It still rolled shit. That is 5 plus 8 for 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And... Wow, rolled a lot better. 12, 17, 22, 26, 27 points of fire damage.
I'm going to use my reaction.
You got it. Your reaction once again to absorb elements.
You said
Taking
how much? 27?
27, so it'll be down to 13.
Cool. Still hurt pretty bad. So 30 feet this way.
You got it.
Actually, how far? I want to get no more than 15 feet away from the pit fiend. I'm sorry.
From 15 from him?
Yeah.
That's like right there.
Okay, never mind. 30 then. I was going to try something, but it wasn't going to work. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
all
going
30.
to cast Hail of Thorns, dropping Hunter's Mark.
All right, Hunter's Mark goes away. What's
At
the save?
4th level, it is DC 16.
So...
I need to hit, though.
Okay,
I need to be able to hit.
I went ahead and rolled the saves. I will actually re-roll the saves because
All right.
that's my biggest pet peeve is rolling with that ass.
I'm
So,
going to... First shot is with Sharpshooter.
All right, sharpshooter.
25?
25 will hit. Has to make the save.
Yep.
Rolls a natural 17 and it's dex.
Yeah.
So 25.
That's okay. So this is what happens. I still hit him. He just takes half damage.
That he does.
And I roll an additional 4d10 on top of the attack.
That he does. A lot of dice, guys. The bearded devil also has to
8.
make the save, yeah?
He'll make one for half damage, yes. But
He
I'll roll
fails
that.
so he fails the
Okay.
save.
You were complaining Boris take too long.
These are a lot of dice.
15, 25 points of normal piercing damage
Okay.
to the pit fiend. 2 points of cold damage,
Okay.
and then the 4d10. That's 11. 21. 23 points of additional piercing damage, so that's halved for the guy.
Okay. So
And
that actually...
then spells. I want to make sure.
Health.
So, and then that's the 21 goes
As
to
it
the creature.
slams
within.
into its side, it is severely impacted by the
Unfortunately,
horns.
Balasar needs to make one
As
too.
the pit fiend is not Balasar, I need you to make a dex save.
Sorry, you're within 5 feet of him.
Oh, that was an interesting roll.
That's a pretty dexterous roll.
That was a pretty dexterous roll.
What was the roll, my friend?
21,
21. You take half damage.
Yeah, you take half of that damage.
which is what?
Half of 21.
So
10.
10. Second shot at the pit fiend.
You got it.
With sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter, you got it.
25 again.
25 will hit.
To 11. 22 points of piercing damage. 8 points of cold damage.
20 points of piercing damage, 8 points of cold damage. Okay. You got it. As it just looking hurt, but just very pissed.
More like a
In Infernal, I'm going to shout back at it. Go back to where you belong, you piece of shit.
Shout that.
It.
They have feelings too.
I mean, it doesn't look as if it phases it, but it certainly heard you.
Good. I wanted to know that I can speak to it.
Okay. Next up is the Balgura, who is not gone and is finally going to get to go.
Proud of him.
Good for you, Buckaroo.
Balgaroo.
That was
It is
fun.
going to begin to run and jump.
So it'll get a running start for 20 feet and jump 40. What doesn't even do that?
I'm gonna die.
You're the closest thing to it.
Looking real dead.
But you did some cool shit before.
And it is going to be reckless attacks, and it's going to make its 3 attacks. 1 with his bite and 2 with its fists.
Well, that's just reckless.
That is 25 to hit for the bite.
Yep.
So that deals, sorry guys for the delay, that deals 7 points of damage, piercing damage for the bite.
Okay.
And 2 fists. That was a natural 1 and a 3 for 10 to hit for the first one, so that misses. Natural 20 on the next one though.
Okay.
1d10 plus 4, so 1d10, let's double that. That's a 1. So 2 plus 4 is 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it kind of slams you with the fist after the bite and biting into your shoulder. Just gonna this massive ape being behind you. That'll be its turn. Top of the round, Boris, you're up, my friend.
I'm going to throw another dragon tooth at the portal.
All right.
A little blurry.
I just roll 5d6.
Yeah, 5d6 and then double the dice for.
What did you?
Oh shit! Seriously, somebody should probably look at that.
I can't see.
Nice.
What'd you roll?
Is that a lot of 6s and 5s?
All 5s?
5s and a
4
6.
5s and a 6, so 26 points of damage.
Double
so
to 30.
52.
Jesus H. As it
32, that's 64.
No, that's-
slams. Let's actually double check this.
26 doubled is.
It fails the dexterity
52.
save for the guy behind the portal, so he takes
There's a guy
damage.
behind the portal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
26, so
I poke out of my head.
as it you hear the
Spaghetti.
clattering of chains, and you watch this cracks begin to arc up the side of the portal as it begins to.
And then I'm going
Pulse.
to use bonus action to hand grenade to Fleetfoot.
He's like, you now have a
So
dragon.
you've seen me do twice. You try.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
That's all of my actions and stuff now.
How do the cha-cha?
I like
The next is the chain devil. As you see the
two more of those grenades.
you watch the chains wrap around the edges of the portal, attempting to kind of hold the stones together. And as this chain devil begins to use its own body to keep the portal whole and still operational. It's holding on for dear life, but it is keeping the portal together at
Behind
this
it?
point.
Beside
Yep,
it?
still on,
Behind
still
it?
behind it, just wrapping its chains around. Next up is the pit fiend, who's going to.
Because it takes an action to throw it.
Oh,
They can't
actually,
do two
no,
of those.
no. At the initiative count 20.
Big brain problems.
Here.
Don't you fucking tell me shit comes out of that.
You watch essentially one clawed arm begin to slam onto the side of the wall. Looks very strikingly similar to the other entity that's currently on the field.
No,
But it
Alan.
crumbles and then the arm.
Alan,
chops.
I'm just gonna stop you right there.
So you see another arm of a pit fiend just begin to reach out and try to claw itself through the portal, through
I
the.
gave you the. That's all I can
All right.
literally do.
Guess whose turn it is.
Now the next pit fiend is going to turn back at Balasar, who has struck him a lot. And
You're
just,
next.
Time to die. And in Infernal, you don't know what he says. You hear him. "Yes, Dark." And it is going to make its attacks at you.
I have 4 more, Fleet.
I mean, I've got damage for the portal here. It doesn't look great, but it's still intact. Sorry, guys. I'm not sorry. This is fun.
I'm just holding it at arm's length, trying to not.
So, 4 attacks at you. The first is going to be with its bite. By the way, you haven't had to try to use any potions, have you?
I used one on someone, but I still have several.
You used a
Okay.
potion.
Good to know. Let me know if you try to do that.
Oh, not this.
That is a 23 to hit.
Shield.
As it shield goes up, the bite clamps down on the shield, and he's just gonna, and then angrily goes to make the rest of its attacks at you. That's a 29 to hit for the claw.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah. They baddies. That's 16 points of slashing damage. Then the mace. That's a 13 plus 14 for 27.
That hits too.
Okay. Dealing 7 plus 8, so 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Two.
6, 10, 20, 24 points of fire damage as it strikes into your side. Again. And then the tail is going to come and be the last attack. And that's another 13 that I rolled, plus 14
your
is
last fight. That was fine.
that. So that's 3d10. So 2 plus 5 is 7.
Whatever.
Plus 4 is
Are we comparing hit points?
Yeah.
11.
How many?
I'm gonna
Yeah?
cry.
1,000?
plus 8 is 19 points of bludgeoning damage as the bite glances off the arcane shield, but the claw slices through the shield into the armor. The mace slams on the other side. You feel the dwarven plate mail dent a bit, even through the arcane energy, and the tail goes around to attempt to sweep out your legs. He looks back, happy about the assault, and will fly up and land, because he's noticed all the shit going on by his portal. He's going to fly.
And get attack of opportunity taken.
You will get an attack of opportunity.
Yes, let him fly through a portal.
I don't think that's where he's going.
I think he's where he's flying. Oh, that's what you
I
meant.
think that's what he's doing.
He knows where it's coming from.
That's why
Attack of opportunity, Balasar.
I don't.
Oh no, you don't, because you used your reaction. Sorry, my dude. All right, he flies away. Next up is going to be Fleetfoot. This entity flies up behind you.
I'm gonna throw the grenade at the portal.
All right, roll. So I will
how do
say
I-
because Boris is proficient with these types of entities, given that he crafted them. Please make an attack roll to see where you are. If you hit the targeted location you are attempting to hit.
Just a straight
Straight attack roll.
Thrown.
What's he adding?
Add your.
I was gonna. Is it a?
Add your dexterity modifier. No,
Range.
because you're hefting it, so this is strength. Add your strength modifier. He's just kind of. You are proficient with this. You can just kind of chuck it wherever you want it to.
Oh, do I? Yeah, I'm gonna.
How is it?
Well, no, dexterity
Yeah,
modifier.
it can't be any
dexterity
heavier
modifier.
than a
No.
dagger.
Okay, Dex. That
Dex
would change
modifier.
it
Yes.
because that
Dex.
makes it a 16.
16. Okay, I will say you were able to get it into the vicinity. So roll 5d6. Double the dice for damage that is dealt to the portal. Oh, it finally makes it save. Our chain devil friend.
19, 20, 21. So 42 points to the portal,
42
Yes,
points to
perfect.
the portal.
and
You
then
so-
21 to the chain devil.
Watch cracks begin to form.
That is fun.
Chain
Right,
devil
I
is
know.
still holding on tight, just barely. Maintaining. There's a little bit of a dull to the portal energy that's keeping it flowing. Still up, guys.
If we fly away, is that considered an attack? Because I don't know what his range is.
You used your. Oh, so you don't know what his range is.
So I wouldn't know if he got an attack because I haven't used my movement yet.
Nope. You wouldn't know.
Oh, that's tough.
How high is the chain devil? Or the pit fiend?
He's up 40 feet. They're up 60.
Okay.
Oh, you're up 50 actually. 5,
Yeah,
10,
we're 50.
You're 50. He's 40.
So he's 10 feet below us, and
Plus
we're
10.
10 feet forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly away.
All right, you fly away. He does not seem to be in range.
Make it towards the portal. Yeah, about there. Because it's just the chain devil now, right?
Holding it tight.
And the hand that's coming out.
And the hand.
Yeah,
Sort of it.
that's
Okay,
happening.
And then
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna hold on to my bonus action, so that'll be it.
Okay. Fleetfoot. It is now Dathana's turn. Dathana's going to look around, look up at the pit fiend once more, and just snarl, "Get out of my home, you bastard!" and point at it. And using her bonus action, use the Crown of Stars to that'll hit. That's a 23 will hit. 4d12 points of damage. 2. It's cocked. 12. 17. 20. Plus... Nope, just 20. 20 points of radiant damage to the Pit Fiend as it slams into it, just kind of looking around. Seeing it still standing, Dathana's going to look once more and just kind of lazily use her staff once more to cast. She's decked the fuck out. Use 5 charges from the staff to cast Lightning Bolt at it one more time as an action. Because that is a bonus action. So Lightning Bolt, that is a dex save, which it makes with a natural 20, and she deals 8d6. 1, 2, 3, halved. 4. 10, 14, 17. All ones. 18, 19, 20, 26. 26 halved to 13. 26 is halved to 13. As the lightning bolt streaks out and slams into it, just kind of still up, but just barely. All right, that'll be its turn. Balasar, you're up.
Fly up here. And attack.
You got to roll to hit for me, please.
27.
27 will hit.
Points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
I want to fly up and just impale it.
So you're gonna, Balasar, you take your blade, lightning arcing around the entirety of the shaft of the blade, take off, wings flying. You reach forward to impale. It looks to turn around, eyes growing wide, the fiery orange and yellow as it stabs just beneath its torso up into its heart. Just and it begins to fall from the sky, moving off your blade, streaking towards the ground. Anything else you'd like to do? You got 2 attacks left. 3 attacks left, right? You have 4?
I can't really get anywhere.
Unless you want to throw it.
Most of my movement. I'll just second wind.
All right, second wind. You, unfortunately, do not feel any of the healing energy move into your body. Oh, at the top of your turn, you also took damage. You took 12, 15, 20, 30 points of poison damage, half to 15.
Paint it all.
Okay. Unfortunately, as you reach in to tap into your energy reserves, you don't feel any of your health rush back into your form. Okay, so, Bearded Devils now. It is going to...
That sucks.
Okay.
I'm about to die.
Attacks at Dathana first. The beard, that's a natural 20 for the beard on Dathana. 1d8. Let's see if she makes the con save. She will. That's 6 plus 2 for 8. Does she
I've
make
got
the
an
con
idea,
save?
but I don't know if it's gonna help.
Yeah, easily. I'm just going to keep track of it here. Does the glaive hit? Nope. Hold on, that was cocked. Still nope. Okay. Next up, Tiburon at you. You are considered flanked. Those attacks are going to be with advantage. The first is with the beard. A natural 1, and then the 17 plus 5 for 22 to hit.
Yep.
That is 1d8 piercing damage. Sorry, guys, I'm going as fast as I can. 3 plus 2 is 5 points of piercing damage. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
$17.
You are able to shake off as you feel the poison into your form. You're able to shrug it off. The next is going to be the glaive. That's cocked. That is a 19 to hit.
Yep.
And that is 12 points of slashing damage. And please make another Constitution saving throw.
Natural 20.
You are able to shake off as you sense this strange heat creep into your form. You're able to just shrug it off the infernal wound that was going to take hold. Tiburon, it's now your turn.
Can I see the portal?
You certainly can.
I will kind of, again, in true Tiburon fashion, resign my fate. I'll look up at the Bulgura in front of me and I'll say, "Not today," in Infernal, and I'm going to cast Lightning Arrow at the portal.
All right. Roll to hit for me, please.
At the 4th level.
You got it.
29.
20, yeah, that'll certainly hit. Are you aiming for the vicinity with the chain devil, or what are you specifically
I'm
aiming
going
for?
strictly for the portal. If I can see the chain devil here, which I probably can't, I'm just probably thinking I can only see this side.
The structure of the portal itself?
I can see it's in bad shape, and I just want to take it down.
You got it.
So it's 4d8. However, since this is within 10 feet, it does need to make a dexterity saving throw.
What fails that with a 2?
So I'm going to roll the 4 first for the portal.
This chain devil's a dumbass. Yeah, for sure.
That's 10, 15, 17 points of lightning damage to the portal.
Okay. As it arcs up, you witness it begin to try to almost separate a bit, but it's just barely holding on. The damage to the chain devil, the failed save.
10 points of lightning damage.
It is also just barely holding on. You witness the chain start to slack almost, but they're just barely there keeping the portal together.
I'm gonna just shoot another regular arrow at the portal
All right, you got it.
with sharpshooter.
Roll to hit for additional damage.
I mean, I'm shooting an arrow at
At
a
a
structure,
portal,
so
at a
it's,
structure.
I'm literally just.
I would hope so. If you can beat a 10, you.
I mean,
hit
I
it.
rolled a 14, 9 plus 14.
Yeah, you're good.
Does it get cold? No, it doesn't, because it's not a creature.
Not a creature.
But it would still get
Does
cold
get the
damage.
plus 10.
And still get cold damage, right?
Yes.
Well, that's great. 11, 21 points of piercing damage, 6 points of cold damage.
So 27 in total.
Mm-hmm.
As you strike into it, you witness it, and the portal begins to flicker, just pulsing and just holding on. I mean, just by a thread, holding on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up and 30 feet to. I guess I'll just run 30 feet diagonally straight.
All right, you got it. So they're both going to make attacks of opportunity with disadvantage. Bearded Devil first with the glaive. With disadvantage, that's a 6 plus 5.
Which way is diagonally?
Sorry, to the right. Yeah,
Got it.
towards a diagonal right towards the portal.
So that one misses. The Balgura is going to make it with his... He's still reckless from his last turn, so it's just a straight roll. Okay.
Doesn't he get disadvantage on attacks next turn?
You all have advantage on attacks against him
Oh, that's
until
how
the
it
start of
works.
his next
Okay.
turn. He's chosen to be reckless for every attack
That's
he
fine.
makes. Yeah.
I've misunderstood the
No worries.
mechanic.
So that's an. Yeah, that is going to hit for the fist. It's
What'd you roll?
1d. It's an 18 on a straight roll. Because it's reckless, so it'd be with advantage, but because you have disadvantage from Escape the Horde, it's just a straight roll.
So he just total was
It's
18?
18 plus 7.
Okay, I was
for
going to say
25.
total 18 does not hit me.
No, for
but
no, I rolled an 18. Plus,
Okay.
so that's 4 plus 4 for 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you run away and just as he backhands you. It is now the Balgura's turn. It is going to just kind of look around and what can it see? I mean, it really can only see you, Tiburon. Balasar's up in the air. It is going to... I mean, they're not smart, so it doesn't know what the hell to do. It's going to run. I think the only thing it knows is to run towards Tiburon. No, it sees Dathana as well, and it's actually looking towards Dathana. Yep. And Dathana has one of his buddies by it. So, attacks with advantage. Here we go. It's cocked. They both miss for the bite. That one hits on the first fist. And the second fist also hits, dealing... Let me roll these really quickly. Garbage and... So 5 and 8 points of damage to her. And she's gonna get slammed. She's looking around, being a bit surrounded at this current juncture. Looking a little hurt too. Okay, that will be its turn. Top of the round, Boris, you're up.
Drop another bomb on the portal
All right, you got it.
and hit whatever is running around the portal at the same time.
You got it. You throw it. So 5d6.
Not as good this time. 10, 15, 30.
30 points of damage. As it, you witness, in the dexterity save, this is actually important. It fails the dexterity save, taking 15 points of damage as the chains slough off the. Oh no, it takes the full 30 because it failed. Duh.
No,
chains-
the double. The 30 is doubled.
I'm talking about the chain devil.
Oh,
Oh, it takes 15 because 30 is doubled to
Yeah.
15. Okay, thank you. Still kills the chain devil. The chain devil's chains drip away as the crack begins to shudder and form inside the portal. The claw itself gets torn back as the energy powers down in the portal itself. As it does, you witness the other entities around you begin to kind of panic and look in their general vicinity. Anything else you'd like to do, Boris? You have your bonus action.
no, I think I'm pretty much done here.
My work here is done.
Yeah, it seems good.
I think this is good. They should
Chain Devil's
clean
dead.
up just fine now.
Pitfing's dead. Fleetfoot, you're up.
Well, now that that's done, I'm gonna fly the carpet back
Uh-huh.
over and let's
Do I get a grit point for killing that?
Yeah, sure. You get a grit point.
'Cause I have none, so now.
You get a grit point. You get a grit point. Everyone gets a grit point.
that would hurt everyone.
What do you got, Fleetfoot?
Dissonant whispers on the gorilla thing.
On the Bogoro, what's this save?
4th level wisdom save, 18.
Yeah, it fails.
Nice. 66.
66 points of damage.
Meh. 10, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21 points of damage, and move as far as it can away from me.
It's going to essentially jump over Dathana and run that way towards this end of things. Moving, if the compass direction you guys are north, it's moving west.
Does that give her an attack of opportunity?
It sure does.
Nice.
And guys, she has Warcaster.
Oh,
So
nice.
she
Can cast.
Can cast it as
She can cast the spell. Whoops. Is it any spell or is it a certain level?
It is up to a certain level.
Just. Oh, okay.
Up
to the 10th
she's
level.
going to turn, and as it jumps over her, with her, even herself in the vicinity, is going to cast Fireball.
Just,
No.
casting time, that's
Oh
one
no!
action.
Yeah, one action
No
casting
restriction.
time.
Just.
And targets one thing.
Yeah, it has to be a one target. You're correct. It's not a dexterity save. It's a ranged spell attack.
Yeah.
So she's going to cast. Sorry, I had it open here. She's going to cast Chromatic Orb. Yep, Chromatic Orb.
Magic
At
missiles.
the Yeah, magic missiles.
Into the darkness.
5th level, no level restriction. Yeah.
So
So that's a 9 plus 13 for 21 to hit, so that's going to hit, and it is 7d8 points of damage as she holds out the diamond. 3, 5, 8, 10, 16. Oh wow. 32 points of damage. Errata of the spell. She's gonna make it cold damage because she doesn't. No, she's not gonna make it cold. Yeah, I already said it. She's gonna make it cold damage, but it's still actually gonna kill it because it was at 15 points of damage.
Nice.
15 points out. So she's gonna hold the diamond out, shoot the cold energy at this Belgura, and it's gonna land on the ground, prone and dead. Okay, that's it in terms of Belgura's turn, or in terms of Fleetfoot's turn, because of the Dissonant Whispers. It's now Dathana's turn, unless you have movement, Fleetfoot. You've already used movement.
Used it.
Bonus
Turn
action,
stone.
anything you want to do?
No.
Okay. Dathana's going to look at the bearded devil in front of her and just, get out of my sight, and cast Banishment. It has to make a save. Which with the 2, it sure as hell, I can't roll later, so it's going to disappear from this plane of existence in front of her. Look back, and with her bonus action, use her last, one of her last 5 Crown of Stars to cast at that,
Crown of Stars.
and fire it at that, which is 25 to hit and deals 4d12. So I'm going to go ahead and imagine it kills this thing. Yeah, 12, 11. So 23, 30 with the 7. 40 points of radiant damage to the final bearded devil, and it falling in ash of radiant damage. Dathana looks around as the battlefield falls quiet and just... that one is... She banished that one and killed that one with radiant damage.
Oh. Cool.
Level 20 wizard, guys. Look around as the battlefield falls silent and just kind of... Well, we've made it back.
I just walk over to the tree and sit on the roots, and I'm just panting and bleeding and beat the fuck up.
So I will say with that, as the battlefield falls silent and you all are kind of reining in and kind of getting an idea of exactly what's occurred in this vicinity, you all are taking a moment, recovering from what has occurred and taken place. And I think at this point we are going to end this evening's session as you all begin to recuperate and regroup after this very intense and harrowing bit of engagement with these infernal entities. Thanks for listening to Natural 20. We meet every Tuesday night to roll dice and try to make it out alive. On behalf of the party, I hope you enjoyed this session.